I just can't wait till one of y'all's out so we get to like trash talk you the entire
We
time.
did Terry the
I've
week before.
heard that.
We did Terry the week before, didn't we not, Terry?
No, we didn't trash talk Terry. No, Terry don't get trash talk. No, not like pulling up pictures of his dogs on the show and this is dog, little whippy dog, guys. Look at his little whip. That's okay.
Tom, we had Terry flipping off people last episode. We talking about
Terrible. Yeah, he's terrible. That's
Terry,
okay.
Terry, what'd you eat today?
Well, back to McDonald's. I had a sausage, egg,
I was
and
about to say,
cheese
did y'all already do
McGriddle
that?
and 2 hash browns, and fantastic. I ain't got to my McGriddle yet, getting ready to. But the
I had
hash
a bacon,
browns are
egg, and cheese
fantastic.
biscuit.
Y'all didn't even get through, Tom, did you?
Very good
He
bacon, egg, and
started. He
The
started
breakfast.
talking.
Y'all didn't even get through breakfast. I've got a sausage biscuit sitting here waiting on me. I'll get to here in a few moments. I got a strawberry banana, not a cream pie, a
smoothie
smoothie.
for your cramps.
I do have. It's weird. I never get cramps. I got a leg cramp, a calf cramp right now.
Too much running upside on that Optimus basketball.
Complaining about the referee.
Yeah, but you don't y'all have a little line that you can't go over, Kevin?
you have the coach's box.
Yeah.
That's a funny thing that you brought that up.
Oh,
no,
Lord.
technically,
Here we go.
Uh-oh.
No, technically, no.
Stay in your box.
One
There
of-
is no
one of-
box.
one of-
It's painted sideways on it, so there's no box.
One of our coaches got a tech for being out of his box.
That's right. Stay in your box.
Terry,
Stay in your lane.
I took a knee on the court during 3 foot on the court during a timeout.
Were you protesting?
No, we were caught. The other team caught a timeout. I just took a knee like a
The
foot-
national anthem was playing. That's what it was.
Yeah,
National
a foot and
anthem
a half
was
in
playing.
front of me. I just need to talk to the guys, and the referee come over and fuss at me about the coaches being in the coach's box in a 9-11-year-old game. So that's one of the further funny ones. That's funny that you brought that up. It hasn't been brought up or even talked about all year, but that is funny. It just happened. I'm talking about like, I think my foot was still out of bounds. I just took a knee. You got count time? So, okay, y'all come here. Y'all listen up. Coach, get in your box. One. Oh my goodness. Tim Donahue over here. Well, good morning, everybody. McDonald's breakfast brought to you by your local McDonald's. Please stop by and see Mr. Kuthan and the gang up there, big sponsors of all of our broadcasts and also of our scholarship. And that's one of the biggest things here. What's Up Shopper, KDC Broadcasting Scholarship that we give each and every month. So we want to thank them, of course, for helping sponsor that as well. So, Tom, so you did catch last week's show. Is that what you're saying?
Well, yeah, I had a long ride back from Charleston. I was like, let me see what kind of meaningful content we have on the show. And as a critic, there's not a whole lot of meaningful content. I was like, I got to get back to the show before it gets canceled.
Terry, you got to respond.
It's going to be canceled by Calvin.
Hey, there was like one time a year when I used to watch WWE wrestling that you would turn it on and it would turn on WWE Raw and it'd be the Westminster Dog Show.
So did you catch last week's picks?
That hurt so
Yeah, I
bad,
caught
Zach,
last-
that week. Oh, I got so mad at that
That's
week.
right.
Oh,
And
so disappointed.
I'm just real
Represent
disappointed.
my-
I'm just real disappointed in Chip and the Weasley way he made his pick.
Yeah, Weasley.
We used to. We have an estranged.
Ron Weasley
we have
in
an
there.
estranged dog walking birthday party attending employee who made picks the same way. Well, I'm picking this team because I hope this team wins. You can't do that, Chip. You can't do that. You pick a team, and that's what you go with.
I did
Why
pick
Kerry-
a
that's why
team.
Kerry takes Dallas every year.
But you like,
I
I want the
started-
other team to win.
he
So I'm gonna
started-
pick this team. It's like you can't do that.
I-
You can't do that.
My
Chip.
smart. I had orders from home first of all, but yeah, I mean, I thought the Niners were going to win, and if they didn't, hey, I still win. It's all right.
Brock Purdy, please.
Well,
Brock Purdy.
Well,
Please.
Todd, I was wondering if you saw the bad picks episode part.
I
where,
did.
Where we had you
I
on,
did
where you
because
started
it's like,
that.
who's Tom soliloquy? Keep talking, Tom. I heard. Yeah, I saw it.
I mean, you
Jinx
said
jinx the whole Super Bowl.
Yeah, you yourself had. I just can't. Terry, do you think he come down the road taking like notes and everything he had to get off his chest before?
No, it's okay.
This is what
Before the
he already
biscuit
had
got
this
done,
memorized
swallowed
before he
this
ever
morning.
walked in.
No,
Has he
I
finished his
just,
breakfast
you
yet?
know,
It took him all week in his class to
I
figure
just
it
had,
out.
I just had such a nice weekend in Charleston with normal people, and then I have to come back here. So, I mean, it's just like I listen to the show. I'm like, okay, this is gonna be good content, and the first 20 minutes of the show is him looking up dogs that are my dogs. And I tell you what, when he come over my house a couple years ago, that he was scared of that Spitz. He was scared of it. He was scared of it. Dog
Nobody likes flesh wounds, Tom.
He's scared of that Spitz. But he go trash talk. He go put up pictures of it and make fun of it. But, yeah, he's scared of it. That's okay.
I tell you
That's
what,
okay, Kevin.
I'll come over and I'm scared of it, so I'll bring my protection.
You're not allowed at my house.
I'll bring my protection. Me and Vader will come on over, and he's a good guest. This is a little bit what we were referring to a little bit. Look, catch a little bit of last week's that we did miss with Tom. Zach, if you would hit the button.
It's all into the juggernaut
I disagree.
of the San Francisco 49ers.
I thought it's all. It would not surprise me if Detroit wins. That's what Hunter used to always do. Remember when Hunter was on the show? That's what he used to always do. Well, I think wouldn't surprise if they win, but I'm picking them. That's what I'm doing here. I don't trust Brock Purdy, guys. I don't. I just don't. I don't think he's as good as advertised. Now, I mean, he's got weapons.
I think Purdy is a better quarterback than Tom gives him credit for. I would trust him more than I trust Jared Goff.
What?
Yeah, I would.
Jared Goff's been to a Super Bowl, man.
And did he win?
But he's been to a Super Bowl.
Did he win?
Has Purdy been to a Super Bowl?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
All right. So we got a guy who's been there. And
Get
a guy
it.
who hasn't. All right. Well, we'll just see who's eating crow tomorrow after or next Saturday. If Purdy doesn't throw 3 touchdown passes, I want to know an explanation.
All right, so Tom's got the Detroit Lions in this one.
I do not. That being said, can I say this? Can I go both ways? This is what our
You
estranged.
can do whatever you want, sir. It's 2024.
Our estranged.
Identify however
This
you'd like
is
to.
so-
Show Dad you're a nut there again.
I'll tell you what. You
We
pick.
love you. Keep going. You go ahead.
What I was gonna say is,
See, Tom, we love you.
I got the pick right.
Yes.
Now he has.
Yeah.
You can say that. You can now say that.
And I was
I
still,
just want to know what Brutus is doing down here.
I think Dad had some points, Tom, when he brought in the lamp. I'm just gonna say that.
Okay,
Terry,
okay.
You agree?
Let's do a survey of all mascots. If you are a
He
man,
would be the only one.
if you are a man running around in a mascot suit, I would say there is a likelihood that you are gay. I'm just saying.
That's not what they said. They said the actual mascot.
The actual mascot himself is,
Yes.
but I would say that
Yes, that's
that
not what
most mascots are. So I mean, what are you gonna do?
Would you say that to the Phoenix Gorilla's face?
He's probably straight? Say that.
Tom did have some big.
There you go. All right. Well, JP, what did you have for breakfast this morning? Have you already said it? Chocolate milk.
What are you,
Strawberry
6?
cream- It didn't sound like my son's order. Show, believe it or not, we do have some serious topics, folks. We've got to go over this Super Bowl and cover over that. We do have some bad picks, mostly from that room in there. Almost all from that room in there. Really, it was that room in there. And then we've got NASCAR in Daytona this week. Fun. I'm ready for Sunday. Sunday. Might have a little weather today and some modifications to the schedules. We'll have to talk about that a little bit and see what's most up to date. They had some racing last night, ARCA and truck races.
ARCA was over like 1:30 this morning.
Yeah, they had to move. They moved that one up.
I watched it.
Did you?
Yep.
So we'll talk about that in a second. I'll tell you what, Terry, about the ending of that. Then you've got a bunch of golf news to talk about and videos.
Couple different things happened yesterday.
And then we've got Major League Baseball, NBA more. The Hornets are on a roll, Tom. Call
Yeah,
it butter.
won 3 in a row. I told
you guys that was a good trade.
Steve Clifford, man, his realism is paying off.
Terry, you think they should trade the guy who's not playing right now and could get first round
yes,
picks
absolutely,
for?
I would.
Yes.
Man, they got a guy over there that's not even playing. They won 3 in a row. They get first round picks.
Chemistry
for?
matters too.
Man, it'd be. I mean, but put it this way: the guy playing point guard right now is doing very well. As soon as the other guy comes back, he's never playing.
Yep.
So
And they're going to be asking to take him out because he
the
won't
other
quit shooting the ball.
The guy that's not playing right now, and you're not winning with, you never were winning with, you can get a first round pick for. The guy you are winning with, you can't get a first round pick for. Simple math. Simple math. We'll talk about that here in a little bit.
Trade
as
the pick
well.
and sell some hot dogs.
All right, we'll start off, finish up. We'll come back, JP. We got to take a quick break. We're a little bit further than I wanted to be right now. And we've got NASCAR Daytona 500 and more on KDCBroadcasting.com.
Again, 704-735-1382. The Lincoln Country Club, 2052 Country Club Road in Lincoln. Visit their website at golflcc.com.
Have fun in the sun this spring and summer with a recreational vehicle loan from Carolina Federal Credit Union in Cherryville with rates as low as 5.99% annual percentage rate. This loan includes campers, boats, ATVs, motorcycles, and even tractors. Come in and apply now, but hurry, limited time offer. Again, recreational vehicle loans with rates as low as 5.99% annual percentage rate at Carolina Federal Credit Union, 1200 East Church Street in Cherryville, online at carolinafcu.org or call 704-435-0186. Rates and terms are based on the evaluation of credit.
And we're back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Kevin and the gang. They're talking, I believe, if I remember correctly, some NASCAR.
I'm still sucking down my strawberry banana smoothie there from the local McDonald's. NASCAR, actually, Terry, tell us a little bit about some of the race last night. Did at the end, and the guy that won the ARCA race, the little wrecking happened in there, didn't it happen at the end there, too?
Yeah, at the very end. Number 55, Dean, I think was the guy's name.
Yeah.
That ended up winning. But It was a great race. I mean, the only thing that got me about Daytona right now, if you get down on the curbing and you kind of drift just a little bit down, I've seen so many cars in the truck race and in the ARCA race last night that just lose it. I mean, they lose the whole control of the car. It just spins out and goes everywhere and all kind of wrecks and everything. But that's if you get too low. If you stay up, you're fine. But I've never seen Daytona where just the least little bit, if you drop down too far, it takes your car out from under you.
Are they going below the line when losing, or are you talking about getting close to the line?
Well, they get close to the line, and they lose the car or lose the truck.
Terry, have they repaved the track at all? Do you
Not
think
that I know
is
of.
it more the cars?
I was about to say, is that not a tire
that's what
thing?
I'm saying.
I was thinking tires.
Or
too,
the
Kevin.
tire? Yeah, that's a good point, Kevin.
Yep,
Zach.
I was thinking tires.
I'd like to see what Rodney Childers is saying about it. He's usually, on top of.
And that was in both of them,
things
in
like
the
that.
truck race and the ARCA. I was very amazed at that.
Watch them run the high
Yeah,
line.
if they're all doing it, you pretty much nail it down to probably tires.
You'll end up looking a little more like Talladega. A lot
Or
of times
stay half a lane up. I mean, is what you're going to have to do, because if you get too low, which you open up the bottom, is what you're doing. But I don't know whether I'd want to be down there.
Yeah, generally Daytona's been a little more lower lane track than Talladega is. They like to run the high line at Talladega, but you might see more of that this year at Daytona.
So, for the first time in his career, Jimmy Johnson had to race into the Daytona 500, and
He made it barely.
not an automatic qualifier. And I guess that sounds weird for fans that if you have to qualify the car, not the person. I guess the driver and the people. Some people don't understand that about the actual business. But on the last lap, going down the backstretch, Jimmy said he was thinking about all the sponsors he was going to have to talk to on Sunday because he was running dead last in the pack and wasn't gonna make it. There was one behind him. Who was behind? Was it Truex behind him? I know it was a Bass Pro Shop. I can't remember exactly who's behind him. We'll see it in a second. But I'm gonna play this video, then we'll show an actual better version of it. But on one of his sponsors on the car, I don't know if you saw it, Terry. Did you see what Creed was a sponsor, Chip? On this.
No.
The band.
No.
They had their sticker on there.
With arms wide open.
Well, this is a fan singing to Jimmy's last lap dash to the finish line, Terry. Here we go.
What are we doing here? No way. Is he gonna do it? Yes. Can you take me higher to a place where blind men see? That's pretty good.
He nailed it. Oh, I love that video. But here's some of the radio.
Over the
I don't know
radios
if
across the line.
Might not be able to play the radio communications over there. I better check that one first. Terry might have said something he shouldn't have on that one. But weird last lap. They checked up in front of him. I'm trying to find the video. And Terry, Yaley in front of him moves out of his way to go high. And that was a critical mistake by Yaley. I can't believe he got out of his. So they checked up in front, Tom. So Yaley's in the 44. They're basically racing for the last spot in the Daytona 500. I'm going to go back and show you what happens here. So they check up in front of Yaley a few spots in front of him. Instead of staying in line right in front of the guy who can pass him, he jumps out of line thinking he's going to be able to shoot past. And the one car is Chastain now, right? I mean, the Busch car is Chastain now. So he jumps out trying to get past him. Well, if you ain't got nobody behind
You're
you,
done.
Terry,
You hung yourself out to dry.
He knew then he was done.
what was he doing? Why did he jump out? You've got to hold on and hope Jimmy wrecks you or goes through you, don't you?
This is a Days of Thunder moment. Just keep your foot on the gas.
He jumped up thinking he could shoot the gap and get a few spots before the finish line. And then he jumps up. See, they checked up. He jumps there instead of just letting Jimmy.
He just killed his draft though. He's done.
And then there's only one car behind Jimmy and he's got to push one of these two, and he's not jumping up high like that.
Maybe he thought Jimmy would come with him.
And when you get right there, he knew he was done.
I mean,
I'm out here by myself, nobody with me.
Do you think he thought Jimmy would come with him?
No, he was trying to beat Jimmy. There's no reason Jimmy's coming high.
But both of them could have passed the other
and
cars.
that's the car that was pushing Jimmy behind him. Who's 19, Terry?
I don't
Shouldn't that
remember.
be Martin Truex?
Is he 19 now? I don't remember what number he is. He's
Yeah.
changed. Well, anyway, yeah, it says Truex Jr. there. So it is Truex pushing him. So yeah, Yaley tried to go high when they checked up. I can't believe he
Yeah,
jumped out of the
Truex
line.
is 19. I've got it here in front of me. Yeah.
I mean, you can see up in front. Watch the line go boop down. The leader goes high. He got bumped. Other guy goes low.
Can we get his?
He said what I just said. That they checked up in front of him. He tried to jump out and shoot past them on the outside, and Truex didn't bump him. That he said he had help and I didn't. Well, you knew that before you bumped out the.
If I would have did that, I'd have come right back real quick.
Right.
Yeah, because
you had to shut.
You had time.
You got to shut the door and make Jimmy shoot high there with Truex. Yelly's not a big successful racer. But
Can we get his radio and see what it says? Hey, we need Jimmy in this thing, so you just pull up. And...
Yeah.
I didn't understand.
If that was it, he wouldn't have been running last.
I didn't understand the why some of them had a lower lap time but a different starting position. How'd they qualify that way? Like some of the ones with lower lap times.
You talk about Daytona.
Yeah.
So they don't do qualifying the same as everywhere else.
They don't do
you got to win.
Right.
You got to win qualifying races, and you get the top spot.
That's how come Kyle Busch is starting way back.
Okay.
But
Way back.
Yeah.
is that because they have to race in packs with the speeds and stuff? Is that why?
Not exactly sure.
You'd think about that.
Yeah. Kyle Busch
Because
starting 34th.
Yeah, that's because that draft. And...
Yeah, I could see
It's
that.
never rigged. If it's Dale Jr., it's not rigged. That's the only way he could get in. I was a
that's the
Dale Jr.
definition- that's the
fan.
definition
Me
of
too.
rigged.
Well, I'm just saying, I'm a Dale Jr. fan. But I was like, my God, Dale. I mean, there's a lot of times that I would sit back like, go for the win, and he wouldn't. He's not a Kyle Busch.
No,
Kyle Busch is going to just make his way like Dale Earnhardt.
He's more
did.
like a Kyle Petty than he was.
Yes,
in all
yes, yes.
in all
He
defense,
really is.
in all defense of him, his father did die on the racetrack.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
may affect
And he could have because of him, because he was
Oh, he was
ahead of
protecting
him.
him.
If he wasn't, Dale's pushing to go. Yes.
Yes, that cost.
Yep. He was.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
he had
Yep.
Yeah, there's been a lot of races. If something happens before or a month before, just be careful who you pick and when you pick your winners.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
All right, trivia question. Who is the only person in history to has won a Super Bowl and a NASCAR race? A driver and Super Bowl player. No, the
I was
only
gonna
person.
say, who's the old coach? Glanville,
Gibbs.
Jerry Glanville.
No. A driver, and a player.
you're going to have to go back.
Only
then.
one time. It ain't
Probably
back.
soon.
It ain't back, but it's.
I'd say the
it's
60s,
color today. It
70s.
ain't that old, Terry. It's color television. I'll give you a hint.
He's
Dale-
bounding down.
Well, I know it gives you a big gap. I said no 60s and 70s. Dale Earnhardt raced against him. So I think Richard Petty raced against him.
This dude can't have many wins.
That gives you late
I don't-
80s, early
I
90s.
don't think Jeff Gordon raced against him, maybe.
That gives you
So I'll let
late
you think
80s,
about
early
that
90s.
for a few moments.
Yeah,
if anybody
80s,
can come up
90s.
with-
You're right.
Yep.
Come up with that one.
I bet he don't have no more than 1 or 2 wins total.
See, Jerry Glanville never won a Super Bowl.
That's
It's
what
like an
I'm
assistant
saying.
coach. I know
Whoever
he raced
this
for a
is.
while.
Whoever this is, Terry, you should have that one tattooed on your arm.
Sorry.
This guy's name.
I'm sorry.
I'll pay for the tattoo.
Yeah, we all will, won't we?
I'll pitch in on that one.
Well, Tyler Reddick and Christopher Bell won the duels at Daytona. The 500 is Sunday.
But then they start behind Joey Logano and everybody else.
Where is the Daytona? Let's do that. Daytona schedule is the one I want to click on and see where they're. So we're who Logano's on the pole, right?
Yep.
Terry?
Yep.
Okay. It don't really matter much, but
No, not in
it
Daytona.
does tell you who's got a little horsepower that does have they might help and push.
I mean,
in
that's
and-
like Jimmy. Jimmy's starting way back. What does that mean? Nothing.
if he doesn't wreck,
I
he
know
gonna finish
Jim.
in the top 10. Maybe
What
top
is Jimmy
probably
going
top
to do?
5.
Jimmy's going to stay within the draft at the back. Like, I'm not coming to the front because I need to be there at the end.
Yeah, as long as he don't wreck.
You know.
I mean, you'd I mean, honestly, Terry, he don't have a chance to win.
I say he does.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean,
They're in it. He does. If he's on the racetrack,
yes.
and then we've got 10 laps to go, and he's still on the racetrack, would you bet against him?
no, not.
I mean, because you
I'm
guys.
not mean like,
Now, if
hey,
it was-
he's not gonna make. But would you be surprised? What I mean, like, is anybody gonna be surprised if he's not competitive and not winning? As long as he's out there, that's what I'm saying. When they wreck these cars, 20 of them's
That's
not
what
gonna
I'm
be there
saying.
at the end.
10's going to
But
finish.
if he's there, top 5, I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
when you would
don't know who's
mention
pushing you.
him, Richard Petty, or Dale, and especially Dale, because I saw Talladega when he was in 17th place, was like 5 laps to go, 4 laps, and he come all the way through to win it. You know, I mean, those are the guys that you know are going to go to the front. It doesn't matter when it is. Just give them time. I mean, you know, because they know how to work the draft.
Mm-hmm.
And
Stay out of the big wrecks, as much as you can. And then wait to the end and move.
I was trying to find an interview of him this week with talking about wanting to race, still wanting to race and everything, and why he's doing it. Let's see, full schedule for NASCAR. We're on Saturday now, aren't we? Not Friday. How about Saturday? Final practice this morning, 10:30 a.m. Xfinity qualifying 11:30. United Rentals Xfinity Series today, 5 o'clock. Today.
Yeah, they calling for rain all day.
And
I was getting ready
are
to
they
say,
gonna bump that up?
has rain
Or are they gonna
messed
do it
up
in the
any of this?
morning?
I think it's supposed to rain all day down there.
Are they gonna do it in the morning? Have you seen anything like that? Or
I have
anything?
not seen anything
I'll
like
pull that up over here in a second. They're scheduled 5 o'clock. I'll see if anything's else is on here. Daytona scheduled 2:30. That means what? Green flag about 3:30 something. Terry.
Yeah.
It's about an hour after whatever the TV schedule is. So tomorrow afternoon, be ready for the Daytona 500. You can listen to that 92.9 FM. If you're listening to radio right now, it will be on this channel. So let's pull up the lineup for this weekend. Did they not have the cars? That's what we usually like to see. There's the team previews. I don't see the car. That's what I wanted to see.
What was that?
The paint scheme.
Oh, that's where they're in the pits.
stalls.
Yep.
If you're into Terry, you want to know where Kyle's pitting this week?
He's way back.
Did you? I don't know. I don't
He's
know the pit
34.
strategy. I don't know the
I
pit
know.
strategy at Daytona. That's one thing I'm not
So a lot of people in front of him.
not high up there on is the pit strategies. Let's see. Quick link to
Kevin, I want to follow up on your quiz question here. So, repeat your question.
The only person to have won a NASCAR race as a driver and won a Super Bowl as a player.
Okay. I thought you were being cute with the term "quote unquote" Super Bowl. So, okay. Making sure.
How do you mean cute with the Super Bowl? You looking NFL championships?
The Daytona 500 is known as the Super Bowl of motor racing. So I was just wondering if you were trying to use that for as
Logano 1, McDowell 2, Reddick 3, Bell 4. Terry, there's your Clash winners are 3 and 4. Elliott 5, Cindric 6, Bowman 7, Denny Hamlin 8th, Hocevar 9, Nemechek 10th, Eric Jones 11th. So Terry, there's Jimmy's teammates right there qualifying 10th and 11th there in the Toyotas, and that's something about them that's going to be hard for them this year in particular. Is none of these guys have ever driven a Toyota in a race car. Eric
That's how
Jones,
come Jimmy's so far back.
Eric Jones was talking yesterday about they don't have any simulation stuff. Like the other Toyota teams have, they've got data from tire wear. They've got all their telemetry. They don't even have simulators, Terry, built. They don't even have their Toyota simulators even built yet. So they don't even have to know or kind of guess. They're not going out there and practicing like they used to. So they're a little.
And for Jimmy, how much is
guessing right now?
How much is this next gen car learning curve? He's still on it.
I'm not worried about that at all. As far as I am the one thing that I am that did affect him, Terry, if you remember, is in Charlotte is these tires. Is that they're not the same. He raced thick tires. These are thin tires. And in Charlotte, they were getting out from under him. And 1, 2, 3, a couple of guys went. He pushed it into the corner trying to get past Truex, who blocked for 19 laps. And then and then he blew out going around him. Busch 34th, Terry. Where was Jimmy? 23rd is Jimmy. He's there with Bubba Wallace at 24. Martin Truex 27. Josh Berry is the replacement for Kevin Harvick, and they will be starting 30th. So, Terry, any favorites, thoughts, comments going into Sunday's race on?
No, not really. I mean, this is a race anybody can win. That's what I like. I love it when you go to racetracks that anybody can win the race.
Let's see if there's a paint theme thing here before we
you just got to be in participation when you get to the end.
Not seeing the paint schemes. NASCAR didn't put this up well, whatever. I'll find it later if I do it. I was going to like.
Really
like to
odd
show
that
those.
they didn't do that. That's their kickoff.
I know. I mean, what do you do? What do you do about them? Can't fix it. Can't fix them. Jimmy is racing a Carolina Blue, a Petty Blue Carvana, and you could see it very well on the track with all the other cars, and that's one of the things that you like to see from your drivers, being able to find them on the TV when they go through. All right, Zach,
pick a winner
if you want to. I mean, I just asked you if you had any comments or previews. You're like, no, not really. Anybody can win. Now you want to pick a winner.
We usually want to pick a winner. Kyle Busch.
Tom, why do we?
It's embarrassing.
There's the
It's
car.
just embarrassing.
Are you telling me he cannot win, Tom?
No.
Okay, he
I'm
can't.
not saying that. I'm saying, yeah, whatever.
I should have Judah.
I'm picking Joey Logano to win the race.
Oh wow! Let me take number one.
Let me take who got the pole.
I should have had Judah bring his Chase Elliott car in today.
Fellow Italian. He'll win the race.
All right, here's your answer, guys. Mike Kofer.
I said I'd have never guessed that.
Punt.
I thought he was the kicker.
For the San
Yeah.
Francisco 49ers.
I knew it was 49ers. I couldn't remember his kicker
driver
punter.
profile today.
It was
6 career Federline
Tom,
starts, 1 win. He won 2 weeks ago, led wire to wire out of Stockton, California. Currently 3rd in the points as a rookie.
kicker.
He has spent the past 6 years with the
Led the
49ers.
NFL in
Remember that?
scoring.
Tom, you
2
should
Super
have known
Bowls,
that.
88,
difference. They got
89,
tea time at 2 o'clock
1989. He
every
led the NFL in scoring and was an All-Pro.
Led the NFL
You got to wonder
scoring.
now. Here's a guy who
All-Pro.
succeeds at a couple of sports, kicking for the 49ers for the past 6 years and winning Preston interest. But what about this race today? You've moved from 20. Mike, best of luck to you.
Watkins Glen.
It didn't say.
He won a Southwest Tour race in '94 and planned to run trucks full time in '95, but returned to the NFL and only ran 3 truck races.
I sort of vaguely remember him, but he didn't win like a real.
He
NASCAR
didn't
race.
win no NASCAR races.
But see, by your count, he would because of the way you count.
I know. Yeah.
So that just proves you're a hypocrite.
What?
I mean, that just proves you're a
Don't
hypocrite.
want
I
to, Terry.
said if he had won any, he didn't win but 1 or 2. Now that I see who it is, I knew he didn't win any.
You said he didn't win a real NASCAR race, and then you always bring up Kyle Busch's
200
races.
wins.
Yeah,
What
200
about it?
wins.
Kyle Busch does have over 200 wins.
Terry,
I'll let you know this year how many more he gets.
we're not doing this because you just basically poo-pooed Kofor, and then you at the same time
I'm
you
not
count-
poo-pooing Kofor.
Did you just not say he didn't win a race?
He played for San Francisco. What?
Did
Ain't
you-
nobody on that team can win.
True. Let's play a game. True or false?
Did you just say that he didn't win a race?
Tom, that's not how we do this.
Okay, no.
Let me have my papers. I'm going to holler lies.
It's a game.
These are lies. These are lies.
Cut the tape next week where he said
just
he
answer
didn't
the
win a
question,
race.
Terry. We don't run the courtroom.
But then every single year we have to hear about Kyle Busch's one.
Tom, I'm not on trial. You're on
trial. I'm not on trial. This is ridiculous. I just can't believe this man sits every week and still has a job. I just don't understand.
He's the only person I know who the mirror argues with him.
I talk to myself sometimes.
He won the Stockton.
Well,
He won a Stockton '99 race at Stockton Speedway, NASCAR Featherlight Southwest Tour in 1994. Is what he had. He was the Rookie of the Year that year. So there you go. So.
Robbie Gordon.
AJ Foyt.
I was about to say one of them's a regular Indy guy.
Yeah.
Michael Schumacher.
All right, who?
Yeah.
Mario Andretti won the Daytona 500. When?
AJ Foyt could race in anything.
Yeah.
All right. When we come back, we'll talk about where Tom was last weekend here on KTCBroadcasting.com.
Looks like Kevin.
Expo and Conference Center. 3 days only for great deals, new ideas, and practical advice with trusted local experts. See Craig Conover of Bravo's Southern Charm. Plus, get all of your questions answered in our new Ask a Designer feature, from kitchens and baths to flooring and more. Don't miss the Charlotte Home and Remodeling Show. Save on tickets at charlottehomeandremodelingshow.com. Online tickets sponsored by Carolina Renovations Warehouse.
The NASCAR Cup Series.
And the wait is over. The green flag is in the air.
Returns to the World Center of Racing.
Joey, look out. Oh, they're in the wall. A.J. Allmendinger is in the fence. The entire pack blows up.
For the 66th running of the Great American Race.
We're hearing that it is official. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. has won the Daytona 500.
It's the Daytona 500.
Sunday afternoon at 1:30 on Carolina Country WCSL. 92.9 FM, 1590 AM, and online at KTCBroadcasting.com.
The best furniture prices around are found at Kurt's Premium Outlet in the East Ridge Mall in Gastonia. This week you'll find sofa and love seat combinations for just $399. $399 for both pieces. Also, lift chairs start at $895. Rocking chairs just $50. Simply Southern vanity sets are $178. Kurt's Premium Outlet has Austin wine carts for $79. Ashley home office desk are $265. And large copper glass lanterns are $20. At Kurt's Premium Outlet in East Ridge Mall on North New York Road in Gastonia. Like them on Facebook too.
There's nothing but fun and adventure lying ahead with a new RV from Campers Inn RV in Kings Mountain. See our beautiful land with your dream RV from Campers Inn RV. And the President's Day sale is underway. Now is the perfect time to turn your RV dreams into reality. But these great deals won't last long. Discover the freedom of the open road today with a new RV from Campers Inn RV in Kings Mountain. Highway 161 South at I-85 at 615 Broadview Drive. Online at campersinn.com.
Fall is the perfect time to play golf at Crowder's Mountain Golf Course at the foot of beautiful Crowder's Mountain. Playing Route 18 Monday through Friday for $30 and just $27 after 1 p.m. Playing right on weekends and holidays for $40 and just $35 after 1 p.m. Ladies' Day is Monday. Ladies playing right on Mondays for only $20 and seniors playing right Monday through Friday for $27. At the Crowder's Mountain Golf Course, 255 Lincoln Academy Road in Kings Mountain. For your tee time, call 704-739-7681.
It's Truck Month at Classic Ford Lincoln in Shelby. Classic Ford Lincoln has doubled their inventory of Ford F-150 trucks. Right now, get up to $5,000 cash plus 1.99% APR financing on select new 2023 Ford F-150 trucks. Hey, that's not all. Get 0% APR financing on the new 2023 Ford Escapes and get up to $5,000 cash plus 0.9% APR financing on select new Lincolns and a great selection of pre-owned vehicles too at Classic Ford Lincoln, 1775 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, online at classicfordshelby.com.
And we're back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Kevin and the gang. They're talking a little bit more sports.
Thank you, JP, for that wonderful introduction. As always.
Dynamite intro, JP.
Nailed that one, sir. Yeah, we were being sarcastic. If you
Yeah, no, I
okay.
know.
Okay. I didn't never know if you know. Do know. All right, we got some. Like I said, we've got exclusive video footage of where Tom was last week, and this is him over at the Waste Management Open. Having a good time.
Yeah.
Now the people I'm told, Chip, the people on the PGA Tour is way more upstanding golf league than the LIV. This is what I saw this week.
Not that week.
Not that week.
Not last
Let's
week.
See what else
Hey,
I've got all kinds of highlights to go through. Let's see what else.
Yeah, get to more of them, and then I'll
Well, Tom's a Braveheart fan, guys. We found Tom. Tom, look, Braveheart made the highlights. There he is.
That's ridiculous.
I'm going to pick a fight.
There's the beer snake going up through the crowd and some banana men.
All that has to do with people trying to get on TikTok. That's all it is. TikTok is ruining America.
So, Tom, this is the notification they gave halfway through what we talked about a little bit last week. We're cutting off alcohol sales for the remainder of the day. Unfortunately, several fans don't have a clue what please drink responsibly means and misconstrue that meaning as let's get S-faced. That's an official Twitter post for the Phoenix Open.
You see the last comment it said? That was the best part of it.
You see we're managing waste.
Yeah, waste management. We're managing waste.
Wow.
Here's a video of Danny celebrating after Tom got up.
God.
Gracious.
If your body is that bad, please conceal it.
What my wife tells me all the time when
I mean, seriously. I mean, I'm not the guy jogging through my neighborhood without a shirt on, and there's a reason for that because people
like to digest their meals. So I mean, I'm just saying.
Zach hit the button. Here's what happened.
I don't understand.
Here's what happened when they announced no beer right now.
Yeah, so much for the golf clap, guys.
Just for the record, alcohol consumption is way, way up.
Is it really?
It increased during the pandemic and has just remained high.
So not only was, a lot of people drunk, it rained and it was wet.
He wasn't as talented as the guy last week.
And there were people all over the course. This hill right here caught about everyone. This is a pretty good one. See ya. Don't wear sandals on the hill. You're not going to make it.
Now they're telling you not to wear sandals at any event, and I'll tell you why here in a second.
If it's in San Francisco, I can tell you why.
He was laughing at her.
It's embarrassing.
Admit it too.
It's a gentleman's game. It's a gentleman's game.
Right.
Someone responding to Max Homa, all the obnoxious drunks of the players really enjoy it. I'm an avid golf watcher, but can't stomach that one. Homa says, I actually love it. You hear some dumb stuff, but the roars are epic and the environment is very fun. So there's from one player's perspective. Zach Johnson didn't like it. Scotty Scheffler putted into a bunker. Chip. And feel bad for him. How can the world's best
player be such a bad putter?
He is. I'm afraid he's turning into this generation's Tom Watson. If he could putt, he would win every major out there.
His feet are all over the place.
Yeah,
and he can't putt.
But his ball striking, I mean,
but he hits it down the middle every time, Terry, and he hits it 15 feet from the hole every time.
His ball striking is historic. I mean,
every fairway, every green.
Yeah, last year.
He can't putt.
Last
he's not
year,
like bombing away like the old, bombers like John. Now I'm gonna putt, and then I can't putt. He's hitting the fairways and greens.
But we're talking about a guy. Now listen to what y'all saying. We're talking about a guy who had like 6 or 7 birdies out of 8 holes.
But if you back that up with 5 or 6 bogeys and you end up shooting 1 under, that's a Phil Mickelson round.
I mean, he was that far back, took the lead, and then dadgum lost at the end. But
I got to know when somewhere, but it's too far.
Not be able to putt. It's almost like not be able to hit free throw shots.
That's it. Well, it's even more important than that. For the everyday golfer like Kevin and myself or whatever, your driver. Oh, hello. Your driver is your most important club. When you get into these money rounds, your putter is your most important club because that's the difference in scoring versus making the cut.
Oh, nobody was safe at the Waste Management.
Scotty's ball striking his historic last year was historic. He ranked in the top 7 all time in strokes gained prior to getting to the green. The other top 7, 6 of those were Tiger Woods seasons.
Yeah,
I mean he's historically good at ball striking. If he could putt, he'd win the Grand Slam.
This looks like an app game, Terry.
That dude's pissed. Look at it.
That looks like that.
Like, what the crap?
That looks like the post-game shit walking back.
Appreciate it, guys. I appreciate you helping me there instead of videoing me.
Not a soul is helping him. Oh, he's on the track. He's the only one on a treadmill.
Time to go home there, son.
Oh, and then of course, there's always a fight. If you get in a fight at a golf match, Tom.
Yeah. I never.
Seriously, it's probably too easy, but this is like real life Happy Gilmore.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
That's what everybody's tweeting. This is
Yeah.
like watching the Happy Gilmore in real life. It's exactly right, Tom. You're 100% on that.
Yep.
So did you have a good time there? I mean, I've seen a couple videos of you in here.
I was not there.
That's not you holding the camera.
I was amongst other intellectuals discussing various provisions of the Constitution.
All right.
Nice. In Charleston.
In Charleston.
That's I'm a Charleston snob, Tom. That's a great place to go. Did you go to Lewis's?
No, I went to the Charleston Crab Shack.
Okay,
this guy's got the lean back, Terry.
lean with me, rock with me.
He's holding on by like a pinky.
It's embarrassing. I mean, it's embarrassing to call yourself an American sometimes. This is the way we act. It's embarrassing. There's a book that came out in the 50s called The Ugly American, just because of the way we acted in other countries, and people like, these Americans come over here, they're jerks, they're idiots. But I tell you what, it's nothing where it is now. Could you imagine these fools in like another country?
I'll take.
You know what I mean? I mean, it's embarrassing.
Call me a snob. I'll take the environment and the culture at Augusta National any day over that.
I give the guy credit for trying to hold him up. I'd have said heck with
Hold
that.
on.
I mean, look at his hair.
Y'all watch 45 seconds of him leaning back while the guy behind him in the background is getting ready to putt.
Seriously.
He looks like Kid Rock in the front.
Now we're ready for the putt. Chip, I got to mute you for a sec.
Go ahead. Here's the putt.
Get it on!
It's embarrassing.
He got run over by somebody from the crowd. Watch
Get it on!
He legitimately looks like he's got on a Kenny Powers mask. He does. It looks like he's got on a Kenny Powers mask.
This is.
And then his friend leaves him and starts hugging other people and pointing at him. Oh, he's good.
Maybe
It's terrible. This is just embarrassing to
the free world.
So what made it like this, Kevin? Did they like not restrict ticket sales or alcohol?
The Waste Management is generally it's known as the biggest party. They designed this tournament to do that, Tom. Like the 16th hole, the 16th hole is a par 3. They basically have over the years it's continued to get bigger and bigger. They construct a stadium structure around the 16th hole, and it's
Look at the money they make.
Yeah, and yes, to your answer, they have the largest ticket gates in there, or largest number of patrons and attendees of any golf tournament.
It's the only tournament that encourages like cheering.
I mean,
how do we get like this, Tom?
Yeah.
Prosperous
Now-
nations turn into this.
Now remember,
over years,
this is the waste management.
history repeats itself.
This is the Waste Management Open, who don't have enough porta potties to manage the waste, and people are peeing on the backs of the porta potties because look at the line on the other side of the porta potties for people to actually get into it.
It's just
so we're a prosperous nation, but you turn on the news and everything's a disaster, and the country's headed in the wrong direction.
Yep.
So which is it?
I'm talking about the build up to that, and then we've got to that point, and we go, phew, I'm off the cliff.
All right, Chip. Scotty talking about his putting.
But I agree with your statement there, Tom.
Yesterday, the longest putt he made was 4 feet.
golly, he is in his head.
4 feet, Tom, was the longest putt he made.
I mean, look at his stats last year. His all-encompassing performance led to exceptional strokes gained, tee to green average of 2.62 per round for the season. That's the second best in PGA history, only behind Tiger in 2006. Getting to from tee to green, he is phenomenal. And then the poor guy, he's Tom Watson. I'm telling you.
Now, speaking of Tiger.
Oh, yeah, he's.
Shanked that one. That looked like me.
Well,
Tom's favorite player. Now, Tom.
But then he made one heck of a recovery.
Now, I'm going to say this is what I think. Tiger's one of these people, and I think Tom will agree with me on this.
He's just lucky.
Every time he plays bad, he gets an injury. Chip, has he ever played 4 rounds
when he's getting beat, when he's getting whipped
at like 10 out?
Has
he ever finished 10 out of or does he always
yeah,
quit?
oh yeah,
or does he always quit before he gets
He's the
there?
guy.
Yes.
He's
Yes,
the guy
he
that
has.
you're playing on when you start online gaming, and then you're kicking their tail, and they leave you in the second quarter.
He has finished before, and he has finished before Kevin. But no, there is some credence to the point you're making. He's
the type of guy who's so good at what he does that he can't accept. Or say a star like say Jordan or LeBron, they wouldn't want to go in and score 15 points a game. And that's what I'm saying, and then my back hurts. Oh, my neck hurts, or my leg hurts. All of a sudden he's got an injury. Every time he plays bad, he's got an injury.
It also explains why people cheat. They can't stand it. It's just like why does Harbaugh cheat? Because he can't stand losing to Ohio State. So I mean it's like no, they're cheating, so I'm gonna cheat. Same thing.
Yeah.
I'm not playing well, I must be hurt. It's the same thing. I mean, it doesn't take away from his greatness as a player. It's just you have to understand. I mean, it's kind of funny. You see it in history. Thomas Jefferson, one of our greatest Americans, when the country was going into the tank because of his stupid embargo act, he pretty much holds himself up and like, I'm not going to talk to anybody. Just get away from me. I mean, great people do this because they can't stand failure.
He's not going to be the Tom Watson where you follow him around. When he's in his 50s.
Well,
he's not going to do. He's not.
Here's the thing, Zach. Here's the thing, Zach. He says he doesn't want to, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case. But he is being put like Fred Ridley, chairman at Augusta National right now. Anybody? Okay, let me back up. All 4 of y'all in the room. Any one of y'all think he's got a chance to win the Masters this year?
No.
Okay.
Well, hold on.
Look at that picture. Look at that.
It's awesome, man.
There's 2 of them. There's 2 guys there, Tom. I knew you'd like that.
But
so, no, Chip, I'm going to say
if LeBron would have been there, LeBron would have got him kicked out of the thing.
I'm going to say he has a chance. That's the only tournament he has a chance to win because they will openly cheat and allow him to win like they did the last time with Gallinari.
No, they did not. That is not how they work.
He hit every green for 68 holes, and the last four he hit in the water. Don't tell me he didn't choke like a.
He did choke. He did choke.
On purpose.
No, absolutely not.
See, Chip, you and me are different. I believe every sport is fixed.
Yeah, no.
You believe in magic. Listen, Tiger, they'll cheat like that was the most cheating I've ever seen. In my
Tiger
life.
wouldn't have allowed them to let him win just by cheating.
Tiger didn't come back, did he? He went back to Tiger. True or false?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay,
well, no, I'll put it. Tiger played the course, and to his
Tiger
credit,
shot par and won because the other guy shot 77.
Everybody else did too. Everybody else fell apart that round too.
It was the biggest cheating I've ever seen.
No.
In golf,
you can be the owner of that Tiger Woods mugshot T-shirt for $21.98.
All right, Chip, Tom, guys. Here's my thoughts.
Yeah.
Here's questions on golf.
Okay.
Going forward, if I'm gonna say I'm the PGA and I want to make as much money as I can and protect the PGA.
Yeah.
Tiger, you're now the face of the senior tour.
I think they've been trying to push to get him to do that.
You ain't winning on the lower tour. It's over with. Because if you go to the PGA Tour, you're going to bring that tour up millions of dollars to that tour. It'll make a ton of money. He'll dominate. He'll win. People love seeing Tiger win. Or his other option is Liv's going to pay him $1 billion.
They were going to the first time.
So he's either going to play bad and get $1 billion from Liv, or you're going to put him on the senior tour and push him. That's your only two choices.
No.
That's your only. What are your other choices?
Because he is still the biggest single draw, and this is back up here. I am not a Tiger fan historically,
four times a year, Chip, he comes on TV. What about the other 52?
And 2 he leaves.
And 2 of them, he gets he has a butt spasm. They took him out yesterday, Tom, for a back spasm. They brought the ambulance in.
No, that's not accurate. That's not accurate. He did not withdraw due to his back.
Why did he withdraw?
He had flu-like.
He had a double bogey?
He had flu-like symptoms.
Oh, bull hockey.
They had him hooked up to an IV.
You believe that, Chip? See, how do you believe that?
So they call in an ambulance.
You don't believe people will lie to you?
Oh, of course I will.
You don't believe Tiger Woods is lying that he needed an IV because he just shanked one in double bogey?
No. I will not stand for this. Tiger Woods is an honest man.
He would never cheat.
Always faithful to his wife.
Oh gosh, Tom. Now I'm not going that extreme.
Never kicks anybody out of his house.
Drives the speed limit.
Drives the speed limit. What an honest man
I don't
he is.
believe a word of anything of this story. Double bogeyed. They gave him an IV.
Chip, from the bottom of my heart, get the F out of here. Okay?
No, hey.
It's just don't even say he's had an IV. He did not. He is so full of crap, man. Whatever. This guy.
Yeah.
Listen. All right. Let's hear some of Tiger's comments, and we'll see what Tom has to say about this. All right, Chip, got to mute you.
Heard back spasms mentioned. Have you dealt with them? Haven't heard back spasms mentioned.
This is the reporter. I haven't heard back spasms mentioned.
Have you dealt with them recently at all during competition rounds?
He was not happy about
not competition rounds, but at home, yes.
At home, you have
a lot. Yeah.
Do you have any idea why?
Because
every time my mistress stops by, Chip, I tend to have back spasms.
Does he not look uncomfortable?
I think it's just showing sharpness. I just haven't, as I said, making the adjustments on the fly like that, and the feel for a round and how to make those adjustments. I haven't done that in a while, and as I said when we were playing Hero, I was getting better each and every day. But then again, I haven't played in a while again, so that's kind of the frustrating part of it.
As we look, Tiger, big picture for the rest of the year, and I hope to play, once a month or something like that. Is this something you're going to have to deal with every time you come back, or do you think by the middle of the season, once a month ballpark is enough to find a kind of rhythm where you don't have?
Well, it depends. If I have 2 triples in a row, Tom, then I might not be back next week.
I don't know. I don't know what that looks like. I'm hoping that's the case. Hoping that I play that much. As far as the physical ups and downs, that's just part of my body. That's part of what it is, and that's all right. I accept it and accept the challenges.
All right, Chip. So what I was getting at with the
Senior Tour thing, he's only playing once a month anyway. He can play the majors, but if you have him there, he can at least come out there and play a little bit. But then when he gets beat, he'd withdraw every tournament, every single tournament if he was losing. That would be
as a golfer though. Y'all do know that if you're not playing, you're not getting better.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, that's correct.
He's playing all the time though, with his son and everybody else.
Well, but he's playing in a cart. He's playing his pace. He's playing as many or as few holes as he wants to. And again, I'm not questioning his integrity off the course. You're talking to someone who did not. I'm not a Tiger fan. I'm not. Okay, that is not the camp I grew up in.
When he walks across that line, it's like Field of Dreams, and all of a sudden he's an angel and doesn't do anything.
I think he cares about winning so much. He wants to do it the right way.
Yeah,
I
do believe that.
He does things the right way. Always has.
I can't believe y'all live in dreamland sometimes. I swear, Tom.
I think he wants to.
So that's all right. Well, then going back to the question, so that diminishes. Tom, you said it doesn't diminish his greatness. To me, that does.
Do you think he's on HGH?
Well, I mean, because he's had his accomplishments. Okay, I'm not going to take his accomplishments.
But they're not bona fide based on y'all's argument.
I wasn't talking about HDH. These guys were. I'm just saying like.
But he's dishonest, and so he must cheat. Well, then that diminishes to me. That means his accomplishment.
He's done
Sure, it does.
I think Dale Earnhardt is a big jerk. I don't mean he's not a good race car.
But that's okay. That's different than the personality versus his performance and his behavior, and if he's cheating.
But I'm just saying, recently being a coward to get embarrassed because you're not as good as you used to be does not diminish from your previous accomplishments. That's what I would say. I'm just saying the way he's acting right now. Still doesn't take. What did he win? Like 7 major championships in a row, something stupid.
Yeah, he
four.
has not been the same.
You're not going to take. How many's he got total, Chip? Like 16.
He's got 15.
15. Yeah. So I mean, you're not going. I'm not taking that away from him, but I'm just saying now, like he's my age. He's a pushing 50 guy. He's not as good. His lifestyle has led to his problems.
Well,
his lifestyle has led to his current problems, but it does not take away from what he did 20 years ago. I'm never going to take that away from him. But he's a jerk. I'll never pull for him because I don't like his attitude. I don't like his. You could tell he's a not necessarily rules of golf, but he's the rules of life don't apply.
Chip, I've been in enough competitions to where when the best player on the court or on the baseball field or on the football field is getting beat, he pouts and he quits. It happens all the time.
Not every
the
time.
Best player pouts all the time when they get beat. It is most ridiculous. And Tiger, every time, like you said, every time he doubles one, he withdraws more than anybody. He's got a back. That reporter said, "You've been playing 50 years. We've never heard of a back spasm. Now we got back."
And that's not true. That reporter hadn't done his job because he's had to withdraw from.
He's had him.
Tiger Tiger agreed with him. It didn't happen in competition. It happens at home.
Well, I'll put it like this: every place out there wants Tiger to come.
That's exactly right.
I don't care who you are, where they are, where it's played at, how many people's going to come. If he says I'm going to come there and play, that place just doubled their money.
Oh yeah,
I'm telling guys,
he's not lying about this.
Yeah, not lying about that. But I'm not going to watch him. But I know there's lots of people that
it drives me crazy because I wish we could find. I wish that people would follow the other players in our sport that are talented and have good personalities and are fun. Rory McIlroy is one of the best interviews you can ever have. But I hate saying this. I begrudgingly say this. But what I have seen at Augusta, especially since 2019, he moves the needle like nobody else. What I saw last year on a Monday practice round when he came and played, I've never seen a crowd that insane at Augusta for a month. And again, people come to the practice rounds for a good reason. They love coming to the course. They love coming to see the players. But I've never seen the environment as electric for a Monday practice round as I did when he came up to the tee box. It's just he moves the needle like nobody else. He is the face of the sport. And that's, Zach, the point I was going to make that you talked about earlier. Yeah, I don't know if he's honestly going to be able to compete again and win a tournament. And he's always said, if I don't compete or if I'm not able to win, I'm not going to compete. He's getting pressure from Jay Monahan, from Fred Ridley, from everybody in the back scenes like, do not walk away. We think you still got a chance. If you hopefully have the chance to do it, come play because, to Terry's point, he brings an environment right now that no other golfer can. Rory can't, Scotty can't, Jordan Spieth can't, Mickelson, even Mickelson at a major, he can. Nobody touches what he does. And I can't believe I'm saying, ask my friends, they cannot believe I'm saying this, but it's the truth. What he does to an event, he exponentially brings in more people.
When I think of him, and I think of him from now on, I think of Tiger, if he wins, and he ain't even seen your group yet, if he wins 5 more, I think he's successful. And I'm just saying 5 more.
You're talking about regular tournaments. Yeah, no, he ain't winning. We all know he ain't getting 5 majors.
He'll win 5 on
Jack is safe.
If he wins 1 more, he's successful. He ain't winning a major.
He's not been the same since the Rocco is 07 match when he came back against Rocco.
He's
not been the same.
I'm just going to tell you though, guys.
He hadn't been the same since he got caught against cheating on Elon.
That was the same time frame.
That was a year later.
Yeah, same time frame.
Yeah, it was the U.S. Open at Torrey Pines was 08, and then
in all honesty, I would not be totally shocked if he won the Masters again.
No, I don't think he could.
I would not be totally shocked if he did, though.
Well, here's the thing, Tom. Here's the other thing, Tom, that anybody that's been will understand this. He's got the shots. Augusta National is the most difficult course to walk on the tour. It is the most hilly, and it will be the most physically taxing for him. He can't make it 4 rounds.
But he's so good there, Chip. He's so good there.
Not the past couple of years he's not been.
But historically,
he will have 1, maybe 2 good rounds. He can probably 27 holes, he will look like he can play like Tiger. For a weekend, he can't make it up and down those hills with his surgically repaired leg. I'm sorry. Now, watch, he's proven me wrong before. I don't see him doing it for 4 days.
If he's competing,
one more run, I would say
he'll make a run. He can make a run, but I don't see him winning.
If Tiger is competing, I think he'll make everything work.
Part of it's, guys, you have to understand what I saw the year after the car accident. I work on number 8, the par 5. It's an uphill par 5. You didn't see come Sunday. He's holding onto the golf bag. Joey LaCava, his caddy, is basically dragging him up the hill up number 8. He could not walk. I mean, he can't do it for 4 days. It's not about, he's got the shots. Nobody knows that. Nobody that's currently playing knows that course better. Probably only one other player in the history knew that course better than he did. But it's literally a physical limitation. He cannot walk. He can't do it for 4 days. He can do it for 1, maybe 2 days. He cannot walk that course 4 days. And it's a shame because that's the course that you're right. That's the course he knows best. And to Kevin's point, it's the course I would say, if it wasn't for his physical limitations at this point, is his best chance of winning.
All right, when we come back, we've got Major League Baseball, we've got Super Bowl talk, we've got college and NBA basketball, KTCBroadcasting.com.
If you are new to Medicare or would like to learn more about your Medicare options, here's some good news. Contact Ty Penhall at 704-489-6970. You have many choices when it comes to healthcare options. Let's face it, it's very confusing with all the nonstop commercials about healthcare. With over 20 years of healthcare experience, he can help you find the right plan for your healthcare needs. If you would like to attend a no-obligation healthcare event, please call Ty at 704-489-6970 to reserve your seat now. Again, that's 704-489-6970. Today's Pro in Shelby can help keep you warm this winter, from gas logs to fireplaces to inserts and more. And if you're building a new home, see Today's Pro in Shelby about a zero clearance builder's box. You just insert the gas logs of your choice. These are non-vented log sets with optional accessories. Name brands like Menneson, Empire, Buck Stove, and more. And they do service calls too. See Today's Pro, 1325 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Call 704-600-8393 or visit the website at thetodayspro.com.
This is Carolina basketball.
2-on-1. Baycott finishes the transition hammer. R.J. Davis, he's going to try a quick three. Yes, from the right sideline.
On the Tar Heels Sports Network.
Ends up to Baycott, and he gets the run out, two-handed flush. Carolina, it's Davis. He's fouled, and give him it.
This is your radio home for the Tar Heels.
On Carolina Country WCSL and The Boss WOHS. Online at KDCBroadcasting.com. Renato Honda and Renato Kia at Renato Auto Mall in Shelby are the homes of the $5,000 test drive. Come in for all the details and ask about pre-owned financing rates as low as 1.99% with approved credit. This week at Renato Honda, take a look at a 2012 Infiniti G37 for just $11,990. Or how about a 2012 Honda Odyssey EXL for just $14,288. And in the service department, get a free oil change with the purchase of a tire rotation and balance. That's Renato Honda and Renato Kia. Renato Auto Mall, 4423 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Online at RenatoAutomall.com.
Francis Brothers Used Cars, now in their 55th year in business, has proudly served the people of Cleveland and Rutherford counties since 1969 with a great selection of nice buy here, pay here cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs. Don, Bino, and Casey invite you to check out their inventory. They look forward to helping you get your next vehicle and offering oil changes, OBD inspections, brake works, shocks, axles, and CV joints in their service center. Francis Brothers Used Cars and Service Center, 134 North Main Street in downtown Boiling Springs. See them for your next automotive buy or service.
Well, folks, it's 2024, and you know what that means. Tax time. Tax time is just around the corner, and ProMotion Motor Company has over 100 quality pre-owned vehicles ready to choose from, starting at $699 down. ProMotion Motor Company has on-lot financing, buy here, pay here, and over 17 banks to choose from for all types of credit. ProMotion has grown to be one of the largest independent automobile dealers in Lincoln County. So come on down and visit us at 2527 East Main Street, Lincolnton. Visit us online at www.promotionmotors.com or call 704-735-0303.
And we're Zach with Kevin and the gang.
Y'all in that Big 16 or whatever y'all play in that y'all call Big 10.
I was going to say they don't get none of the numbers right.
They can't count, can they?
Well, what they did was the standings are reversed from football. So all the basketball schools are at the bottom.
Well, they fired their coaches.
Terry, this is that somebody was.
Heck yeah, but he could play.
Somebody
he
sure
lit
could.
Carolina.
Randolph Childress.
Remember this man, and I'll tell people as long as I live, that's the most dangerous man that Carolina ever
Well,
played.
no, him or Lynn Bice.
I wasn't old enough for
Yeah,
that.
Lynn
Yeah,
Bice
it's
lit
4
them
hour
up. Yeah.
Childress, we couldn't stop him. It didn't matter who.
Well, Lynn
Randolph
Bice,
Childress
we
didn't
think
miss
Childress
nothing.
was tough. Watch the Lynn Bice when he lit Carolina up.
I thought Childress would go in the NBA and kill.
I did.
people,
I thought he did
and,
too.
And he didn't. But good grief, he killed Carolina back in the day. It
Sure
just
did.
wasn't
Him and Tim Duncan.
My sister,
together.
my sister weightlifted with them when she was in school at Wake.
Yes.
Yeah, we should be. Why? Oh.
Well, that's good. Ohio State has Purdue
That's what
today.
I'm
I'm sure
saying.
that one's going to go well.
Ohio State what?
Ohio State hosts number 2 Purdue today. That's going to go well.
Hey, y'all are paying a coach $14 million not to coach you now.
Well, I mean, how many schools do that? I mean, just like didn't they have to do that to Dabo at Texas A&M for football? Didn't they do that for not Dabo?
Jimbo.
Wrong bow.
Wrong bow.
They did that at Florida State for him too, right?
Yeah.
That man's made more money
Not coach. Well, I sincerely, I hope to your Buckeyes, I wish Chris Holtman the best. Chris is legitimately a good guy, and I hope he gets picked up somewhere.
He is, but in January, the last 2 years, it's just been meltdown.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
Last year they lost 15 of 16.
That's not me saying that. I understand Ohio State's frustrations.
No, but
again.
a lot of people knew him, Chip, from his Gardner Webb days, and everybody who talks about him says he's a great guy.
Yeah.
And they talk about his better half all the time too. I guess I've never seen her, but she was a sight to see. I guess some of the Gardner Webb alum talk about it. But I'm just sorry that it didn't work out because I think he was a good guy. But you can't lose. You can't have meltdowns in January 2 years in a row at a major university.
I mean, he was there for 7 years, man, and he never got him out of the first weekend of the tournament. It's just that they've got that people who know Thad, they're not going to be satisfied with
and
that.
they've had in history, I think they've had like 10 Final Fours.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
they just not.
I wish him the best. I hope he's picked up somewhere else, but I understand
will.
Ohio State's
He
frustration.
will.
The same thing is them to North Carolina State. Keats in his last year, and the same thing there. He's never got the state past the first round.
What is this fool doing?
Good gracious, what's going on there?
That's Buzz Williams calling timeout.
Well, sometimes you got to get the attention
we
of the
talked about
official.
they don't listen sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes you got to get out there and get their attention. He might have got a tech for that.
He did.
That's what I said.
He's teeing him on self. Look, he's like, give me a tech, baby. Give me a tech.
He didn't care. Just blow the whistle. This is Vols ball either way. Blow the whistle. Somebody.
And it wasn't like he didn't have time. It was over 6 minutes.
That's what I was looking at him like. That was a little odd for.
Yeah, it's not like there were
that
6
much
seconds
time on the
left.
clock, but he was trying to make a point.
He was mad about something. Obviously,
he probably got ignored on a timeout earlier. But I'm just gonna tell you, I've seen these high school coaches, man. I mean, I understand the frustration with the refs, but it's just kind of like the proximity. Like when I'm in soccer, like I'm in the middle, so they can't just like get up in your face and scream. But like the basketball coach is right there on the court.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
So it's a little bit different. Like when you're a soccer linesman, that you're within striking distance, but a lot of times still you're like 40 yards away from him. But in basketball, I mean, like you're right there. And as he runs back down the court, Terry, how they do the rotations. You're eventually going to run by the bench. I'm just going to take it. I watched one, and I think our coaches do a good job, but I watched one get about 2 inches away, and it was like, boop. You just can't do that. You gotta rein it in.
There's not much room over there. One thing real quick as far as that goes, 2 questions. Why does the NBA, shouldn't they have better bench area for their players instead of little folding chairs? These are $10 to $20 million players, and they're sitting on the smallest of all the chairs in the building. They have the worst seat.
I'm surprised
They're
that
all sitting in little folding chairs. Phil Jackson was like, "I ain't doing this." He had his office chair out there rolling around.
I'm surprised they didn't. The players aren't negotiating that in their contracts.
Correct. Like at least give them something that they could sit on a little more comfortable and bigger instead of squeezing in there all together like that. That's weird to me. The colleges, they've got room. The high schools have no room on the sidelines. You're usually, you're just using your bleacher benches and everything. And the colleges,
they bring out folding chairs in high school.
Some places, it just depends. But I just always thought it was weird that you got your $1 million basketball players either laying on the ground down there or sitting on those little folding chairs. They can't design anything a little bit bigger, better. Tom, I just can't believe what we're about to watch. And this isn't surprising me.
That was last year, was it?
This isn't surprising me. And this is how people's state do. Look at this. Violence. Look at this violence from state. Assault. Hurting players out on the court.
Wow.
I think it was last year's.
I don't know when it was.
I believe it. Well, I remember watching a game and I'm like, really?
That was another
we allowed that?
That's Taquan Smith.
I was just
I was like, we allowed that? I was watching that game live.
Yeah, you got to tag.
If I was being guarded by somebody at Duke, I'd do the same thing.
For flopping.
Yeah. Couldn't have happened to a nicer school.
Oh, goodness. All right, this isn't college basketball, but it is college. So, it is basketball. Yes, it is basketball. I'm sorry. So I'm going to play this. This is Oklahoma State basketball coach talking name, image, and likeness. Zach, hit the button, sir.
And now.
Recruiting's never been a challenge until recruiting became not recruiting anymore. Like what I had to do to get Cade Cunningham here was way more difficult than what it takes to get players on campus now. It's not even the same thing. It took 4 years of making sure I was there more than Bill Self and making sure I was there more than Roy Williams and making sure I was there more than all these other coaches who had national championships and Final Fours and all these NBA guys. I had never coached a guy in the NBA as a head coach. I hadn't coached an NCAA tournament. But over time, the relationship mattered enough that he believed that I was going to do the right thing by him. I can't work that hard anymore. Not when you can say, here's $500,000 to come spend 9 months over here. I like you, coach, but I might get hurt this year, man. And all you got is a scholarship for me. And I still got to give those books back at the end of the year.
They make them give their books back, Tom.
Doesn't surprise me.
That was Oklahoma State coach talking a little bit about the NIL stuff with them.
I mean, it's changed it forever, but coaches changed it first with multi-million-dollar coaches, and then using all the football money to modernize this or that and pay administrators. How much are college administrators making?
Oh, not
you know.
Not much.
I mean, it's just. Yeah, how much? Well, how much does a guy get paid to walk around in a suit and I mean, so I'm saying, I mean, they're making stupid amounts of money, and this kid's going to get in trouble for getting a tattoo at a stupid.
Do you want to have somebody out there that wants to complain? And y'all have heard my views about NIL. Don't have an issue with it. But if you've got somebody out there who wants to make an argument for the purity of amateurism, that's perfectly fine. But the last people who need to be making that argument are Power 5 head coaches.
Yeah, there's no way that Nick Saban needs to complain. It's like, well, Nick, why don't you set the example? Why don't you coach for the value of a scholarship, which is $30,000 a year?
Yeah.
Why don't you coach for $30,000 a year? He's probably going to call you, an effing moron, right? But
Tom,
I'm just saying.
You make a really good point.
I mean, that's what I'm saying.
What if the president of the school would go to Lane Kiffin or Nick Saban and said, you know what? We have all these educators here. You could get your doctorate in 17 different things while you're here.
Yeah.
And not a single one of them has ever taken a class while at one of these universities, have they? That I know of. I don't never remember seeing, Nick Saban got his degree.
I mean, you can't.
They go back and say Anton Jameson got his degree.
On top of their coaching responsibilities, they'd be like, I can't do that. I'm a coach full time. So your athletes need to can't go to class at the same time.
See, but I'm not saying like I don't fault. Like if somebody said, Tom, we're going to pay you $10 million to come to our school. Well,
I'll be there.
Let me sign the dotted line.
But at the same time, then if Terry comes there, I'm not going to say, well, why should he get $10 million? Well, you know why he wants $10 million? Because look at what you're getting. I mean, it's just, they're not paying Nick Saban to catch a football. I mean, he's not the one that people come to watch, right? I mean, they come to watch the kids.
Or he's not the one putting his body on the line.
I'm just saying, yeah, you're right, Chip. I mean, it's just stupid. I'm not, and like I said, when you come down to strategy, well, they huddled up so they beat us. I mean, you've got to have some talent. I don't know what you tell these kids to get them to come there. I don't know what he tells a kid like Waddle, go out there and play on a broken leg. That is a gift that he has to motivate people to get them to do stupid stuff, in my opinion. But at the same time, don't try to act like he's a strategist.
In college, though, you can take their scholarship with they don't play.
Right.
So there is a threat. There is a threat. Like,
yeah, but
if you don't play with that broken leg, you're not on my team.
But then they
There
talk
goes your
about
scholarship.
how like they think genius in one thing is genius in all. That's a mistake that a lot of people
Right,
make.
correct.
I mean, he's not
100%.
a genius strategist. He's a genius motivator of 18 to 25-year-old kids to get them to run through. I mean, whatever he tells them, he needs to write a book on that. I'll give him that.
Ask the NFL ownerships about if you're successful in one line of work, if that makes you successful in all lines of work.
Right, but don't sit here and tell me he can coach an NFL team because he's not the strategist. You see what I mean? When the talent's equal, now you need to be a strategist. That's not what he is.
All right, Terry, I'm going to ask you, since you're a State fan, I'm trying to find. Oh, I must have made that's where I made the comment. Sorry. There is talk in Chapel Hill. UNC has formed a working group to explore Smith Center renovation options, in addition to considering the possibility of a new arena. Are they out of their minds as far as considering the possibility of a new arena?
Chapel Hill?
Yes.
They do not need one.
I remember when they opened the Dean Dome in the 80s.
That's what I'm saying. They do not need one.
So for anyone that doesn't know, real quick, let me pull it up. Let me give
the girls still play at Carmichael.
Yeah, they do.
Well, right. Like Tom, there's 22,000 seats in that stadium. That's bigger than the Charlotte Hornets arena. Okay, the Charlotte Coliseum was 23,000. They've slightly reduced it a few years. It might be down to like 21-20 right now because of they put big screens in the corners. They used to not have any big screens. They had it down in the middle. You know, the scoreboard in the middle, hanging in the middle. Then they moved them to the corners up in the top. The complaint is, the problem is that student sections traditionally in Chapel Hill, because there's 23,000 seats, all of the people who buy tickets, Tom, are in the lower level. And the upper level is where they stick to students. Well, so they don't have no lower level student section. So if you look down here in the bottom left, they basically kick the band out and move the student sections down there where the bands are, and move the band back a little bit and whatever. But they made room for some students there at the bottom of one side of the court, but the rest of them are in the upper deck. So that's the argument. They want a better student section and luxury boxes, because they don't actually have luxury boxes. They have open air club seats is basically what they have. Have you been in there and walked around any time?
Yeah, it's been a long time.
So you walk in on the main level, and you walk up the steps, you're in the second level. It's almost exactly like Charlotte Coliseum for the most part, except there's not a second level to walk on once you get up there. But there's rooms and stuff. The basement areas is got all kinds of things down in it. The history of that building, named Dean Smith Center, there's no problems with it as far as I know, other than, Terry, they wanting to sell some luxury seating, is what I'm getting.
Renovate it.
But exactly, Chip. Take out some of the upper deck and make that all luxury.
But you
seating.
could
Put those guys up there, because they're gonna have TVs and stuff anyway up there.
And I know
the upper deck part.
I know you're going to say this is an illegitimate argument in the modern age, but I don't know if you can use the history argument with the Dean Dome, because with that argument, they should have never left Carmichael. Carmichael was as good of a home court advantage as Cameron Indoor was. It was intimate. You had a student section right on top of the court, and they did lose that when they built the Dean Dome. I just think
you took your money makers and put them on the court. The people who's gonna giving you all the money is who you gave the room for on the court.
Yeah,
and it's not like Duke. Duke wants all of their student body down on the court, on the side, not in behind the basketball goal.
Well, it's an auditorium. There's no room. I mean, it's intimate, but it's worked to their advantage. And I can't believe this has come out of my mouth. It's the single best home court advantage in college basketball. And that Carolina wants that, but they're going to have to. I don't think you get rid of the building, but I think you've just got to get creative about how you're doing it. And you're going to have to go to your big time donors, Terry, to your point, and say, look, you know, you're going to need to swallow. You need to eat some crow here. You need to humble it up. We need the students down there. This needs to be a better home court advantage.
Should be.
What other basketball arena has luxury boxes like an NBA team? Does anyone else have?
I wouldn't even know.
No.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what are we talking about? Like, they're acting like there's a problem that ain't even there to me. Chip talking about the atmosphere. You can get the atmosphere like that when you only have 9,000 fans that want to attend your game.
Fair.
When you have 22,000, you have to fit some people in there. It's a lot different that way. I'll say that as far as they've got 4 rows of bleachers of student sections, and ESPN makes it act like there's 9 or 20,000 students in there, and there's like 4 rows of people.
Yeah.
That's it. There's 4 rows of people jumping up and down, Tom. This place is a madhouse.
Yeah, it's not the same environment.
The girls
None
play,
of them are from the South.
Chip, do the girls play all their games at Carmichael?
The home games, I believe they do.
Yeah,
I mean
that's what I'm saying,
they opened against Gardner Webb this year. I did the color commentary there.
Well, you're going to open up the Smith Center for 42 fans.
Yeah,
they get more than 42.
They do. They got a good.
Their team is pretty decent.
You're okay, Tom. 85, 86. I'll give it those. Maybe stretch.
I just hope the Title IX Commission does not listen to this show. That's all I hope, because they're gonna come down and open up an investigation in the whole state. Listening to this guy over here, you just say, "Yeah."
I just said facts. Like they're all opening up the Smith Center for a girls' basketball game.
Chip, look it up. How many people attended the last women's game for Chapel Hill, which was last week?
On it.
It was more than 85.
Is there a comma? Is there a comma? There will be a comma in the answer.
Yeah, there'll be a comma in the answer.
Is this the worst call in baseball, softball, sports history?
Good call.
Terry looked like the 87 World Series, didn't it?
I like it. Hey.
Is that Don Dinkiter?
He rung him up. Look at him.
Look at it. What in the world?
I was going to break with that, but I'm sorry. I got one.
Did he look at his watch after he made the call? Look at him.
We gotta
look at his watch. Look at it. What time is it?
We gotta go home.
I forgot about the NBA and other stuff. I thought I was ready for break for baseball. I'm sorry. I messed up there. But there's a funny call. That's funny. How about that one? Now, before we move over to NBA, and I do got one high school basketball thing. Did y'all see this week? The biggest show in North Carolina. Terry, have you seen it? No? Y'all don't even know what I'm talking about?
We probably don't even know.
Gosh, y'all don't watch TV or the internet, do you?
We have jobs.
Reidsville's tight end, Tom, the number 1 tight end in the nation.
Oh, yeah. Tom knows all about this guy.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I had his name, and they don't have it on the post. Gosh. Look that up real quick, Chip. Reidsville Max Preps, 6'7" tight end, or on basketball.
Okay. Just his name?
Yeah. So Tuesday night, he broke the rim. Broke the backboard. Wow. Up at Reidsville. Zach turned the...
You almost never see it anymore.
Hit the side.
That ended the game.
They're undefeated on the field.
Well, that ends the game in high school, right?
That's why I said I had to end the game.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, unless you got a backup.
Backboard sitting around anywhere.
Yeah, that would be all right. Oh, big dunk, two-handed, brought the goal, shattered the backboard, everything. He's the number 1 tight end in the nation. Bulldogs had him this year. He took care of Chase as well. Yeah, Harrison, 6'7". And I got some pictures. Sophomore just broke the glass as a sophomore. I got some.
So we've got the average attendance. It's been over 6,000 for some UNC games. Usually, though, about somewhere between 2,000 and 4,000 fans, Kevin. So more than 85 fans.
So 2,000 fans.
Yeah, you're right. It wouldn't look right in a 22,000 seat arena. But if you closed everything off and you had like 6,000 there, you know what I mean? Like you closed it all. Yeah, that would make sense. But you still got some people coming out. The 6,300 watched them play Wake Forest when they got beat. Sorry, Chip. But they yeah, 25. It does have a comma in it, Kevin. It's Chapel Hill, man. I mean. I bet UNC Charlotte only gets about 600 or 700. That's the school's not as athletic.
Does Carolina basketball, women's basketball, get more fans than UNC Charlotte men's basketball?
It might
right now. It didn't used to. Charlotte used to be packed out.
Used to. Yeah.
Here's some pictures of the attempt of the dunk. A good photographer got.
Did he get a tech for hanging on the rim?
I'm not sure. Just ripped it off the wall. Terry, is that illegal? Is that the rules?
It almost never happens.
Does the other team get free
but
throws
that was like an
rip the rail
80s,
off?
90s thing. And now it never happens anymore.
Right. There's not a lot of 6'7", 250-pound guys two-handed dunking the goals.
So what are they going to do about the game?
You either go to the other place and finish it there, or they bring them back sometime later to finish it here. You know.
Well, so it probably does. I don't know the official ruling on it. There probably is. I was letting Terry answer
because that could be like the lights go out or something like you know what I mean. Yeah.
And most places do, Chip. No lie, have two gyms.
I was about to say what Chip just asked. Would that even be an option to be able to say, hey, we can go over here and finish this or not, or do we have to come back tomorrow? Playoff games, stuff that different rules probably. Obviously, it is. Well, how far somebody travel and all that.
Birds has got an $8 million auditorium, no auxiliary gym. We can go in the auditorium and play. Maybe we can set up a goal.
I was about to say, put a goal in there.
Put a goal in there. I guess.
Shoot your free throw.
But a minute ago, y'all was talking about women's basketball. Iowa set a record 55,646.
Because of Kate and Clark.
Yep, to watch them play.
Who's that?
The
Iowa Hawkeyes.
The flopper.
You know who Caitlin Clark is?
Yeah.
The flopper. The one that got run over on the court.
Yeah. You literally had a video of her.
I just thought of some lady flopping on
No, she's now the leading scorer in NCAA history for women's basketball.
Oh, okay.
Our apologies go out to our female audience, which is probably one.
Now, our NBA leading scorer and our college leading scorer is the flopper.
LaFlop over here you're talking about. Well, Mitch Kupchak's out as the Hornets. Thank goodness. Thank goodness he left the team in disarray and awfulness and
talk about the GM.
Yeah.
He can leave and say I left him on a 3-game winning streak.
Michael's best friend.
They're
get him out of here. He didn't do nothing.
He's
I thought he was
still
gonna
in
do
there.
stuff.
He's still going to do
I
something.
really hope they keep. I really hope they keep Clifford because I like Clifford's tells it how it is. We suck. That's why we got beat. You got to admire that.
It's like ever since he come.
What's that?
They have sucked ever since he come.
Not the last 3 games, Terry. They've won 3 in a row.
That's the only county you got guys who are coming from somewhere that was winning. These guys don't know what losing is.
Terry,
that is a valid point.
Grant Williams come from Boston. He's one of the guys they picked up. These guys don't know what losing is.
I say that's a valid point because when the guys are leaving, they say, well, we're used to losing over there.
Well, that's on account Terry Rozier come there, and he couldn't never get nobody with him. I mean, he had Brendan Hayward. Brendan Hayward was never no good at Boston.
Gordon.
Yeah.
His name's
Brendan Hayward.
His name's Gordon.
He's a Brendan Hayward.
Yeah.
Gordon Hayward had a baby.
It's actually
I'm
Hayward.
sorry I wouldn't quite listen to that. I had a good laugh at it.
It's Brendan Hayward.
So the guy who can't remember his name knows if he's a winner or a loser. But I'm just saying that I like Steve Clifford's look.
They're not going to be a winner.
Give me
with
some.
him,
But what Clifford said is, give me some players. Give me some players and I'll win. And I think he will. I think if you give Clifford
this is when
players.
you go back to what Kevin was saying. Okay, so you're a 7 through 10 guy who's going to be in playoff games to start it.
No, I think that
they'll never be above a 7 with Coach Clifford.
I think they will.
No,
give him
that'll
some players.
never happen.
Give him some players.
You better go
I think
get a coach.
I think he's no nonsense.
I like him.
I like him.
I like him as far as a guy and who he is, but they're not going to be a winner.
But you don't. Give him some players.
Well, so far, he's not been a winner.
He's won his last 3
They've
games.
had a lottery pick for 15 straight years.
He's not been there 15 straight years.
He's been
in there part of them.
He was in there. He's 2 stints.
I think it might be a third.
Yeah.
Might be. I'm serious. It might be.
Okay. I have to go get 5 new guys.
Okay, this begs the question. Okay,
and
you
4
guys,
of them are starters.
You guys are this 2024.
There's your difference.
No, you guys are this 2024. Always the coach's fault. Always the coach's fault. Okay, so who comes to
Tom, they went and got 5 guys and 4 of them are starters.
May I finish? Who replaces him? Silence.
Bill Belichick.
No, the only guy.
Okay, let's run on.
Let's bring in Alvin Gentry.
The only guy that you have off of your team is the guy you just picked up, Brandon Miller.
You didn't answer.
The other 4 are 4 of the guys that come in.
Did not answer.
He knew what he was doing because he said, "Yeah, make that move. I'll change the whole team."
You did not answer the question. If Steve Clifford is no longer the coach of the Charlotte Hornets, who is?
Tom, who's the coach of the Houston Rockets?
I don't know. I don't live in Houston.
Go get Benny Burke.
We live in Charlotte. So you're saying
my point is you can't even name me an active coach for the Houston Rockets. How am I supposed to name an inactive coach that would replace Steve Clifford?
Because y'all are the ones talking about firing the coach. I'm not the one talking about firing the coach. Y'all are talking about firing the coach.
If you want to do it this way,
you don't keep on a proven loser. You just try somebody else.
If you want
He's
to do
won
this,
his last 3 games.
Tom, if you believe
he got some
in
players
that,
and he won his last 3 games.
I guarantee you was one of those people that said, I'm glad Milwaukee got rid of theirs. They went and got Doc Rivers, and he's 3-7.
I don't care about what Milwaukee did is the opposite of what I'm saying. Milwaukee fired their coach. I'm saying if you fire your coach, Milwaukee makes my point, Terry. You made my point for me. You fired the coach and you still suck. So what I'm saying is if you're going to fire a coach, you can't fire somebody without knowing who you're going to bring in.
LeVar Ball.
There you go.
I'm just saying, Kurt Rambis.
I had Rob Schneider. I had Rob Schneider come to my head when you said that, and all I could see was, "Oh no, we suck again."
Everybody in every sport, fire the coach, fire the coach, fire the coach. Okay, now what?
No, a lot of times
you sound like the
I can't believe they hired him back.
No,
they
were Browns.
'Cause they don't care about
Browns
winning.
fans this year. Let's fire Stefanski.
They
He ends
went
up
and
getting
got him
coach of
because
the
they
year.
knew
So, I
he
mean,
would
it's just
do it.
stupid.
They don't care about
Fans are
winning.
stupid.
He's
Fans
a
are
friend.
stupid.
He's a friend of mine.
Fans are dumb, and as long as you listen to fans, this fire the coach nonsense, then you're never going to have stability in the organization. Got to have stability.
Why would they hire a guy who they've already fired? Why they fired him first time?
Well, I'm just saying that if you keep this coaching carousel, it's not going to work, man. I'm just going to tell you. It's not going to work.
All right, Tom.
I think Cleveland's a good example. They've had some stability here last few years. They've stability, GM stability in coaching, and look, they're second in the East.
Tom, you're a teacher, so you're into learning. Zach, hit the button. We're talking, and this is Nurkic talking about what Draymond had learned this during his suspension.
Obviously Dre. This was the first time you had seen him since what happened in that last game. Maybe take me through how that went tonight.
I mean, it's sad. He didn't learn anything, man.
This is what Draymond says he learned himself, Tom.
Just a quick follow-up. What have you learned? Sorry, Adam. I didn't mean to curse. That just slipped out. Oh, my God. I'm sorry.
What have you learned since your suspension?
That when I'm in the game, we are a very good basketball team.
They are.
That's what he learned. Terry.
They are.
Terry.
No, don't even go there.
Terry. That's
when
not what the
they got
suspension
rid,
was about.
No,
Terry.
let's put it like this. I'm glad you did that.
No, wait a minute. No, wait a minute.
You just played right into where I want to go.
Terry, they started playing Kuminga, who's averaging 20-something a game, correct? Instead of Klay Thompson.
Okay, I'm listening.
Okay, that's all I need to say. They started playing Kuminga.
Okay. So what did that prove?
Wait a minute. We're talking about his behavior.
Well, I want to tell you something. When
Nurkic
Draymond
says he didn't
went
learn
down,
anything.
no, listen to
And
me.
And Draymond says, I
Y'all
didn't
don't
learn, I
even
didn't
want to
learn
listen.
anything. Did he say he learned
that's what's wrong with this program.
Hit the button.
Tom needs to be quiet.
What else did he listen? Wait.
Kevin needs to be quiet.
I wasn't saying nothing.
I don't mind Zach talking.
And I
He's
think
common
people are
sense.
starting to see that.
But listen to me.
He didn't learn anything.
This man is common sense. You're common sense.
Now listen to me.
No,
You're common sense.
When they got rid,
okay, I got it.
When
now.
they
I
got
it.
rid of Draymond for them 16 games, Golden State went 8-8.
Okay.
Since they
were
brought
below
him back,
500
no, wait
before
a
that.
minute. When they brought him back, they're 7-2 with him back.
I'm glad. Exactly. what I
Thank you
said.
very much.
Exactly what I said.
Thank you.
Before they were under 500 with Klay Thompson and Draymond on the court. Without Draymond, they go 500.
They're above 500
And then
with Draymond
they
back.
start Kuminga, and now they're above 500.
They're 7-2.
All they did was put Kuminga in the starting lineup.
No, they didn't. Draymond's played almost every one of them games.
Kuminga.
7-2 since
So
he's
Klay
come
Thompson's not starting anymore. No.
And I'm gonna tell you
They tried to
something
trade
else.
him for LeBron,
I'm
Tom, and
also-
now he's mad at
Now, see,
he-
y'all
he-
don't even want to listen.
he
Y'all make me so
snubbed-
mad.
No, we don't. We don't want to listen.
He snubbed
You're
Steph Curry,
correct.
tried to give him high five.
Let me
and
tell
he
you what
snubbed him.
happened. Y'all,
What?
I know you watched it
Watch what?
last week when they're playing Phoenix. Who stopped Draymond? I mean, who stopped Durant? Draymond by himself.
He fouled him, and they didn't call it at all.
No, there wasn't no foul. Nowhere near a foul.
Terry, I ain't even gonna pull it up. It was such a foul.
No,
Everybody
there
in the
wasn't
world
no
knows
foul.
it.
He's
Everybody
in
the world
front of
knows
him.
it. Kevin Durant said,
Who set
some
the
people are allowed to
pick?
do things
Who
other people
set the
aren't.
pick for Stephen Curry? I mean Curry to get open. Draymond.
So Draymond tried to get Clay traded for LeBron this past week.
And he even told Durant during the game, "I told you I was better than you."
Over a 24-hour period window prior to the trade deadline, the Warriors made an unsuccessful bid to convince the Lakers and LeBron to consider the trade. Now, that's reporting from the ESPN. But let's dig a little bit deeper in the conspiracy land and chasing facts land, some that Chip won't venture into during golf land. Sorry, Chip. Here we go. LeBron and Dre are close friends. You want us to believe that Draymond went to Warriors management and said, let's try to trade LeBron without talking to LeBron first to see if that's what he wanted? So then the Warriors pursue LeBron, but Rich Paul talks to LeBron and says they don't want the trade to happen. Come on, man. At least make that story believable. What happened was LeBron wanted to jump ship and leave AD high and dry like he always does when things gets hard. But either the Lakers or Warriors couldn't make it happen. Now Clutch and the media want to protect LeBron's image and are saying LeBron vetoed the trade. So that's the rumor mill, trade mill this week on the trade for Klay Thompson and LeBron between the two. And
Since
Draymond's
Draymond
involved.
come back, they're 7-2. Thank you very much.
Jonathan Kuminga.
And they're above 500. Thank you very much.
Tell you, some people score, some people don't. All right, this is Kevin Garnett agreeing with me and talking about Anthony Edwards.
All right, so the last show we did, Kevin Garnett had something to say about you.
I'm gonna put my bread on young fella. He like a young '84 Jordan, boy. You hear me?
He said you remind him of an '84 Jordan. What do you think about what he said?
That's OG, man. Whatever he say goes. So anybody want to argue with him, you gotta take it up with Michael Jordan.
You think he's right though?
Look at that smile.
I think he's right for sure. 84 Jordan. He didn't say 96, 97. He said 84. You know, he's finding himself. So I agree with that.
Wolves leading out west. Still in first place. That's a baseball one. That's for Ricky Henderson. Zach, there's one for you. Football, got to get to that in a minute. See if I had any more about. Oh yeah, this is funny. This is Giannis giving a pep talk to his team, trying to build up his team, or whatever. And Jeff T, if you read up top, was talking about this on his podcast, and he said he wasn't even listening because he's just wanting to get back into his chair. If you listen to Jeff Teague talking, if you pull up one of his podcasts, he tells all these stories in the background of some stuff. He's a hilarious dude, and just him telling about them ignoring Giannis over acting all crazy and stuff. NBA, or not NBA, Basketball Hall of Fame finalists Vince Carter and Chauncey Billups. I don't think anybody's got any arguments with
either one
of those two as far as Basketball Hall of Fame. I don't know about the rest of
I
it.
always liked Chauncey.
I did
Billups.
too. He was
really
fundamentally sound.
He was Pistons. He reminded me of a Nate McMillan.
Yeah, very fundamentally sound player and very confident.
Yep.
I liked him.
I'm trying to find the rest of the list of the.
And I can lead
wasn't
you
real
to
flashy.
No.
He was with them when Larry Brown was coaching and Rasheed Wallace, and they won the title. Yeah,
very stable.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You mean the Finals MVP?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good
play.
He was picked third overall by Terry Celtics, and they got rid of him.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he could play.
And that was the Tim,
who did
that was
get
the
that
Tim Duncan draft, wasn't it?
I have to look that up and see who Chauncey got traded for from the Celtics.
Antoine Walker, wasn't it?
Was it?
Something like that.
Might have been. You might be right.
It's something like that. That's about the
time frame might match.
Sometimes you got to get in the right situation, though. I mean, somebody's great players not in the right situation.
That was as one a lot of people's favorite cult team. I got cult movies. That Detroit team is a cult favorite.
I'm looking through some of the other finalists. I don't see anybody's.
Remember Rasheed Wallace called Larry Brown pound for pound?
Walter Davis.
Remember that was the funniest thing ever, pound for pound, best coach in the NBA. It's like, so coaches are measured pound for pound.
well, Larry says that Rasheed's the smartest player he's ever coached.
A lot of people said how smart he was on the court.
Yeah, I mean, there's there's different kind of intelligences. Just because you can write a paper doesn't mean you can play sports.
Despite drafting him third overall pick, the Boston Celtics sent Billups to the Toronto Raptors in the middle of the rookie season. Maybe they traded him for nobody. Who'd y'all trade for? Morris Peterson? I don't even know. Don't even say. Terry.
We had too many all-stars. No, we didn't know what he was going to become. That's what it was.
Y'all had Rick Pitino out there coaching. You missed out on the Tim Duncan, and ended up with Billups.
Yeah. Horrible consolation prize.
They acquired Anderson. Who's Anderson? That's not Kenny Anderson, is it?
It very well might have been.
It might have been.
He played
Kenny
for them.
Anderson,
Yeah.
Popeye Jones, and Zan Tabak.
Kenny Anderson could play.
You traded Chauncey Billups,
D. Brown, Roy Rogers.
Cowboy Roy Rogers, and whoever John Thomas was for Kenny Anderson. Terry.
Ooh.
Well, probably at that time, Kenny Anderson was a better player. I think Chauncey become the
He
better
might have been a
player
rookie.
overall.
Yeah, Kenny was. He averaged like 16 or 17.
Yeah, you got to get in the right
He wasn't
situation.
horrible.
And Chauncey knew how to run a team. I mean, there's a difference. He was a true point guard.
Patino said something to the nature of that's what we needed at the time. And blah, blah, blah. It's kind of the same thing Terry was just
saying.
Right. Whatever. All right. I got to cut. Let me do a couple baseball things. Come back and we'll finish up with the Super Bowl while we're still here. Let me roll down through. You saw the worst call ever a minute ago. Let's see, Zach. I had some audio for you. I wanted you to. I know you'd like some Ricky Henderson audio. How about that? Where did he go? This is Harold Baines talking about Ricky Henderson. Got the button on?
Mm-hmm.
I won the stolen base title. It's the first and only time anybody in the 80s outside of Ricky won the stolen base title. Ricky's still in 120, 110 a year. Ricky got hurt like in May, and I think he had like 30. So it comes down to the last day of the year. Willie Wilson has 59. I have 59. I steal a base. Willie Wilson goes 0 for 5. I win the title. Monday morning, phone rings. I go over and pick up the phone. Henderson here. Because Ricky never speaks. He speaks in third person regardless. Henderson here. I said, hey, what's up, Rick? What's going on, man? He says, 60 stolen bases? You ought to be ashamed. Ricky has 60 at the All-Star break. Click. Hung up.
You ought to be ashamed. Ricky had 60 at the All-Star break.
Very good. One of my favorite players.
I love Ricky Henderson.
Yeah, but Henderson never. I mean, Harold Baines never cried during a press conference, so advantage Harold Baines.
What did Ricky cry about?
I can't remember. It's like the fans didn't appreciate him or something. He was crying at the. Yeah, you just
Harold Baines kind of one of them great players that was kind of under the radar sometimes.
Yeah.
Like
it's the highest grossing film in base. The last time the baseball team won the World Series. Cardinals, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, Terry Star Wars, and The Force Awakens. The 9th movie in Harry Potter, and the 8th movie in Star Wars.
Lord.
No, 7th movie in Star Wars.
I think I know where we're going with this.
Where's the Braves at? Spider-Man.
Yeah, it was
No
like
Way
3.
Home. Yeah. A lot of weird. I can't even get to Spider-Man stuff. My son tried to explain it. Tom, the Indians.
Give me 15 minutes.
What was it? The snake
pit?
The snake pit.
I've never seen it.
That's what I was about to say.
What? The snake pit.
They're the last team to win a World Series that haven't won.
And
one
look
since.
at the teams that don't have any.
The Pittsburgh Pirates Superman was number 1. Star Wars Return of the Jedi. See, all right, here we go. Orioles had Return of the Jedi, Episode 3, and the Braves. No, not the Braves.
That's
who's the one
6,
just
not
said?
3.
Star Wars: The Force Awakens was 7. Oh yeah, 6, not 3. Well, technically, originally, I get it.
Yeah, originally it was
Third
3,
the
but
third
still.
one.
Pittsburgh era was Superman. That's what a
it's
78,
amazing
79
that
movie.
The Milwaukee Brewers have never.
I thought that too, Tom. When I saw that
I can believe that the Padres have been around a long time too. The
Mariners.
Now the Rockies and Rays doesn't surprise me.
I can see
Ghostbusters, Detroit. How about that?
The snake pit. I can
The
see that
85.
being down there for Cleveland.
So Ghostbusters was the lead because I guess it beat out Gremlins that year. I remember Ghostbusters and Gremlins came out in the same year when I was in 5th grade.
Tom, how does it feel to be a Cleveland fan? I mean, I'd just like to know myself. I mean, there's no way.
How's it feel? How's it feel to be like just a?
I mean, there's no way that you
rambling.
could be
How's it feel to be a rambling, uneducated sports commentator?
I mean,
why don't you
what
just
I'm
tell me
saying?
that? Just tell me that.
I mean, if you're a Cleveland fan, I mean, it's been so long and so. I mean, y'all in history.
We won the basketball title about 8 years ago.
The football team's terrible. Your baseball team not even good.
Hey, Tom, tell them at least you got one. There's what, 5 teams on there that didn't have one. No, I was talking about the 5 that didn't.
We've won 2 by the time, that way so far back they can't even think of it.
It was black and white. I didn't know that.
The snake pit.
It's 1948.
I should have known, but it's black and white. That's just hilarious.
Yeah, come out in the Reader's Digest. Yeah, come out in the Reader's Digest. There you go.
15 million readers.
15 million people know about the snake pit, Terry.
That's great.
15 million more than. Wait a minute, let me go.
Well, they're all dead now, so
there they are.
That's funny.
Let's go back. I have to watch that sometime.
Awesome.
Watch that and then put on Major League to make you feel better.
Yeah, he'll have that up next week for his kids in his class.
Yep.
Play that with the bridge over the River Kwai.
All right, for you war fans here,
You're right.
Here's a comparison. These 2 guys got the same number of war points. They got 2. Vladdy played 70 more games, had 300 more plate appearances, 100 more hits, 20 more home runs, 70 more in the same war. More everything. The other guy just had more stolen bases. Same war. All right, guys.
I want to watch that guy still call him out.
All right. We've talked about performance-enhancing drugs. This guy has a leg.
Oh, wow.
When does it become illegal? Or what is
you never
do you
take
have
a
to,
dream.
I thought about this, Kevin.
Do you measure advantage? Like at what point? I'm not saying he has an advantage for what he's doing. Terry, wait a minute. We have cheaters. Now, I'm thinking the Blade Runners chip.
Yes. I mean, you're not wrong on this, Kevin. I mean, these guys.
No, he's not.
Terry, the blade. Have you seen the guys that run with the blades?
I've seen that.
Okay. What I'm saying is, at what point do you say someone gets an advantage over other folks with some type of technology? Barry Bonds used to stand 1 inch from home plate with more armor.
He did.
Than a knight of the round table.
Yeah, you throw it across.
And that's what. And I'm not saying this kid shouldn't play or go in there, Terry, anything like that. What I'm saying is that we have these arguments all the time. Whether if Zach takes creatine and lifts 300 pounds, and I take steroids and lift 300 pounds, I'm a bad person and he's not. But we're both lifting 300 pounds. So what I'm saying, what I'm getting at is where do we draw the line on these things? And I don't have any problems with it. But this is a great story. Parker Bird of LSU had his leg amputated in a boating accident 2 years ago, and now he got a bat in with a prosthetic leg in a Division I baseball game.
I would think it'd be very, very, I would think it'd be very difficult to learn to run on that.
Man, that's just amazing how that technology.
Yes. And what I would say to that, Kevin, and you can see just from him walking up to the plate, that I don't think this is a fine line, because I don't think this gives him a competitive advantage, because it's not, in a sense, it's not on both legs. When he can, you see the track runners that you're talking about and the sprinters, does
he have more power push off in that than a regular person would?
But I don't know, because of the difference between that and the natural left leg, it's hard to balance. If it was both legs, you get the same. You get the same that same ratio.
Yeah, batters put their weight on their back leg.
I cannot even believe we're having this talk.
I
am too. I mean, I understand what you're saying, Kevin. Yeah.
So, my God. Okay, here's the next question. As a pitcher, would you not throw a brushback pitch, first pitch, knock him down?
I mean,
we're
I'm not going to be. I'm not going to be afraid to pitch inside. I'm not going to be afraid to pitch inside.
I mean,
first
you face him like anybody else.
I'm throwing low inside at his knees and making him hit the ground.
You face him like you would anybody else.
That's what I would do.
The unfortunate thing, Terry, and I know this is. I am not diminishing. It's a fantastic. It's a fantastic story, but the fact of the matter is, our technology has allowed to where the artificial replacement can give you a enhancement over the natural leg, the natural appendage.
He can't be no worse than what Mark McGuire and every one of them guys were doing.
That's part of my argument.
That's the point we're making.
What do we allow? Anything and everything.
I don't see where this would have anything, this leg. The only thing that you could say was maybe his ACL won't pop, because this thing could. But it depends on what this is made of.
It can give him a speed advantage.
What if he's got more leg and what if he's got more power in that than a regular leg does?
What if he's able to get more leverage?
It's not like, do they measure him and say, well, the average man has 300 power
Yeah.
PSI of pressure. This thing's going to have this, so it'll be equal in baseball.
You're-
Or they make it really, or they don't care about the baseball playing when they
I
make
give
that
the
leg.
man a lot of credit for stepping in there
Not
with
talking about that.
Yeah, that's the different part of the story that we're talking about. They're going to have to measure these artificial appendages similar to how they do the bats. I think you're gonna. I mean, if this becomes more prevalent, I mean, obviously this is a one-off.
It's not right. But I'm just open and curious about. We've
Yeah,
got a lot of technology coming our way.
Yes,
on
I know.
some stuff.
I think that's a legitimate
talking about,
question, Kevin.
You know, we've got baseball players that they're using dog collars and stuff, vibrating each other, calling each other what the plays are and stuff in their back pockets and things like that. And there's a lot of different ways to cheat, and that's why I wanted to bring it up today. And I don't know about some of that stuff. And I would just throw at him and make him hit the ground first, and then we'll see.
Let's throw it to handicap me. That's
there you
good
go.
sports.
Were you supposed to let him get a hit?
Oh, you treat him like any
This
other
is college
player that
baseball.
steps in.
Exactly. If somebody walked in there with a broke ankle, I would throw at his
You
ankle
look at
first
him as
play.
if he's. I mean, he's.
Jerry, here's Zach Greinke not wanting to be a pitcher. He wanted to be a shortstop instead.
Shouldn't have come to Kansas City. He gets a lot of losses.
Y'all
though,
paid
Bart.
somebody the other day.
This is him talking.
Kept them.
This is him talking to.
Oh yeah, Witt. That's the first time we'd ever paid that much to one
couldn't
player.
believe it.
This is him talking to his minor league coach. Zach, I've been told you're going to do one more start, then they're calling you up. Congratulations, kid. You've earned it. I'm happy for you. Greinke took a long pause and said, I don't know. Do you think if we asked them if they would let me go back to single A and be a shortstop, I think I'd be a pretty good shortstop. Coach was a long pause. Said, what are you talking about? Are you kidding me? And Greinke said, no, I want to play shortstop. I was thinking I could start single A and then, work my way back up. Coach said, this makes no sense. What are you talking about? They're calling you to the big leagues. The big leagues, this is your dream. This is everyone's dream. Greinke said, oh, okay. And then with that, he got up and went and pitched baseball. Want to play shortstop, Terry.
Going back down to single A where it took you longer to become a major.
Well, that's true. I mean,
there you go. Stay with pitching where I can get you there a whole lot faster.
All right, real quick, got to go over the Super Bowl. Guys, thoughts? Tom, you weren't here last week. I'll let you start there, Mr. Matt Purdy Man. That's your favorite. This is the eye in Vegas show, or
That was
the
neat.
ball showing
That was
all the rings.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did a lot of stuff with that.
They did.
That is cool.
Tom,
watch
game
this,
break
watch
now?
this, though. I mean, if it continues on and you get through all 58 of them, Cleveland's never on it.
Well, I tell you what, you might forget Dallas is on it because you're going to watch 30 in a row without Dallas on it. So you might
All I
forget
know
they
is
were
you
there
see
too.
5 of them, Tom. 5 of them.
5 of them. 5. Were you even born when Dallas?
I've seen all 8. I've seen all 8 Dallas ever been in. How's that?
He was born when they were created.
Terry, you can tell half of the Super Bowl's history without mentioning the Dallas Cowboys.
I've seen every one of them. I enjoyed last week. To me, that is a Super Bowl. That's how it should be played. Every possession meant something all the way to the end.
There's CC Sabathia hanging out with Taylor Swift in the booth, Tom.
He looks like LeBron.
He does.
How does CC Sabathia get to hang out there?
Well, if you notice the booths, they weren't like a regular booth, say Taylor Swift would have 2 or 3 famous people and a bunch of people they're helping them. At the Super Bowl, it was 2 famous people and no helpers.
Well, you know you got
all the booths.
you
there
know
wasn't
you got,
no people you didn't know sitting next to each
you know
other.
you got kicked out of the Super Bowl. You heard about that, didn't you?
Who?
Kanye.
Oh,
because he had a booth beside hers.
Mm-hmm.
So, just kicked out, not for behavior, but just
kicked out because she wanted him out.
All right.
Oh, okay.
Big
That's pretty much-
controversy in the betting world. The national anthem, over under. Reba McEntire said the home of the brave twice. So does it end on the first one or the second one, because that was the time limit was between the two?
How about that?
Oh, wow.
I'm not following you.
All right, Zach, so you get to bet on the
how long it takes.
The national anthem being 2 hours and 30 seconds. 2 hours 30.
Yeah, I know what you meant. Yeah, I know what you meant. Yeah.
She said, home of the brave at 2:27, and then went, of the brave again, and it went past the 2:30 mark.
2:32.
And so
they're just seeing how long it takes her to sing the song.
And people are betting on that.
I'm just going to tell you, you're an unbelievable moron for betting on that. I mean, I just can't think of anything more than that.
All right, listen. brave, and then she went back and did it again.
I'm just telling you, that is the stupidest thing that I can ever imagine betting on. Now, I did place a friendly wager,
which is now legal in our state.
Oh, they was pumping that up on the commercials, weren't they?
Yeah, my friendly wager was Kansas City straight up because they were going to win the game, as I told you. And then the over, which I thought was over because San Francisco goes down, fumbles. Kansas City has a chance to score. They fumble. And I was like, there's just too many scoring opportunities. And then the game goes into overtime. So I needed 9 points. And what happens? A field goal and a touchdown by half a point for it. The over was 46.5, and I had 47. So, I place like $10 and $20 wagers. I don't get crazy.
Vegas nailed it by half a point.
Nailed it by half a point. They did. But
Jawan
it was just crazy.
Jennings was a higher-rated quarterback than Mahomes and Purdy.
Because he threw one pass, Kevin.
Oh, recruited.
Oh,
you didn't let me finish the sentence there, Chief. Jawan Jennings was a higher-rated quarterback recruited than Mahomes and Purdy when he came out of Blackman High School in Murfreesboro, and now he has one more touchdown than both of them combined tonight, somebody tweeted during the game.
I was disappointed because I needed to get up really early to go to work next day. I watched it till halftime. I knew the halftime show was going to be. Told you a lie. I watched the halftime show, and then I went to bed. I told my wife when I went to bed, I said, because she was like, Chiefs aren't doing well. I said, Chiefs going to win.
All right, here's some bunch of.
I will say one thing about it. The fans from San Francisco are mad because they said there's an illegal lineman downfield when Kansas City was driving for that the winning score on one play. That would have made a difference in the game, they say.
Which is the dumbest rule in football.
Well, I'm just saying. That's what
the dumbest
San Francisco
lineman downfield.
It's like the 3-second rule in basketball. It's just dumb. It's just a stupid rule. Get rid of it.
In the 2017 draft, when they held the second overall pick, the 49ers did not even study Patrick Mahomes because they believed that they were going to sign Kirk Cousins in free agency to reunite with Kyle Shanahan. Those plans were scuttled when the Patriots offered and traded for Garoppolo to the 49ers. But the one quarterback the 49ers did trade up to get in 2017 was C.J. Beathard, who they selected in the third round. Beathard eventually left San Francisco to sign with Jacksonville. And in return, the 49ers got a compensatory 2022 7th-round pick that they used on Brock Purdy.
And speaking of
Garoppolo was just Garoppolo for PEDs.
He is being released by the Raiders.
He starts dating a porn star, Tom, and he gets suspended for PEDs. I'm not saying.
He's probably taking a little blue pills.
I'm not saying what he's saying. Actually, they do take that. Did you know that?
The blue pills?
Some of them, they're taking it for. Was it Ocho that said it?
They say the NFL players take them.
Why?
It's more blood. Yeah. Makes your blood flow better.
Yeah.
So it's recovery. Is it recovery?
Performance enhancing drugs.
But some are like make you stronger, but some of them make you recover quicker. There's a difference.
I'm going to go through a couple of these Super Bowl things. I got a couple more NFL random stuff to get to as well. Some fun stats with the others. Let's see. Kansas City Chiefs, Lamar Hunt he created Super Bowl. Here we go. Chiefs are 5-1 trailing by 10 points in any point in the playoffs since 2019. The rest of the NFL is 6-48. Kirk Cousins. No team has lost to Kirk Cousins during the year and won the Super Bowl in the same year. If your team loses to Kirk Cousins, you're done. At any point in the year. Tom likes those fake stats like that. He loves those fake stats.
That's funny. That's funny.
It's just a fact. The Chiefs have one touchdown drive in all of regulation against the 49ers. It was one play for 13 yards, and their defensive coordinator got fired.
Sure did.
Yeah.
He got a raw deal.
He did.
One touchdown drive against Patrick Mahomes.
Best defense in the league.
I didn't
really understand that.
And he got
Kyle Shanahan can't win the Super Bowl, and he
blames somebody.
He blames somebody else.
You can't fire yourself.
Yeah,
that's right. That's exactly right.
He's the offensive coordinator, is he not? All right,
Steve Wilkes should be in Charlotte right now.
Here is the Chiefs' drives from the second quarter of the AFC Championship game through the Super Bowl. 7 plays, turnover on downs, punt, field goal, punt, end of downs, punt, fumble, punt, field goal, interception, field goal, punt, touchdown, 16 yards, field goal, Super Bowl champions. I just read you their plays, their drives that Shanahan had from the second quarter of the AFC Championship to the end of the Super Bowl, and they won the Super Bowl. Only one touchdown in there. 6 quarters, 1 touchdown, and they won the Super Bowl. Defense, guys. Defense.
Does it all the time.
I mean, how can you? I know we got to go.
Tom, there's your over/under bet right here. Watch this. Over 70 million Americans bet on the Super Bowl this year. Yeah. The majority bet on the over/under at 47 and 47.
Mine was 46.
Oh, you got the good bet. Oh, you got somebody. You jipped somebody.
46.
Tom, I'd watch your back right now.
I think it went up to. I think it might have went down right there at the end.
Here's Nick Bosa. That kid bud.
Yeah, that was speechless. I couldn't really look anybody in the eye, especially all my teammates. I could have done more. Everybody could have done more, and there's really not much to say at this point. It's going to hurt, and it's going to hit in waves, and but that's life.
Yeah, this year Dallas wins it.
Could you imagine Lawrence Taylor saying that?
That's just Gen Z stuff, man.
That's our best defensive player on the defensive end.
That's just Gen Z.
I just can't imagine Lawrence Taylor, Julius Peppers played in this generation. I can't imagine any of these people saying that. It's insane.
They're just wussies.
They are.
Man, I don't know what to say. I mean, I'm a wuss, but not like them. I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, I get my feelings hurt all the time, but God Almighty, if they interview me after the game, it's like, I sucked. I'll be better next year.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like
what are we gonna do?
We'll all get up in the morning.
If you hold Kansas City to 3 points in the first half? Or I think it was 3. I mean, golly, guys, come on.
They played fine. They just don't have like clutch time. Mahomes can do it in the clutch. I mean, there's guys that can do it. There's guys that can do it when it matters, and then there's guys that can do it when it matters in the playoffs. And that's Mahomes.
Yep.
I mean, it's just what it is.
Spags in the defense gave up 15.8 points in the playoffs to the number 2, 3, 4, and 6 offenses in the NFL.
My question: if he had dropped the ball, you had 3 seconds. What does Reed do then?
Yeah,
no, Terry, you don't understand. That doesn't end the game. The new overtime rules, they play it like quarters. So it just starts the second quarter. There's nothing to do.
That's what I'm saying. But, I mean, he could go for the win. There's just 3 seconds left.
No.
Do you kick the field goal and tie?
Or do you go again?
Or do you go again and try to win it?
Talking about at the end of the game.
Yeah, the very end of the game.
No, what I'm saying, what down was it?
It was third.
He was saying if there was
down?
3 seconds left, if the guy dropped the ball, would he kick the field goal or go for a win?
Or
go to overtime. Or go to overtime.
Yeah.
You don't go to another overtime. You just keep playing.
Yeah, but he was saying
the new rules.
Try to win in regulation. Is what he's trying to say.
You're talking about regulation or
overtime?
You were talking about when they were in overtime, right?
Yeah, I'm talking about when they're in overtime.
No.
You got 15-minute quarters. The clock was ticking down.
What I'm saying is that's the reason he didn't call timeouts. The clock didn't matter. The clock doesn't matter in the new overtime. It's possession.
Yeah, you just keep. But they would restart it at 15 more minutes.
No. They would, but it'd just be a new quarter.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No, Terry. What you're not understanding is that it doesn't restart the rules.
It's still sudden death. Yeah.
So they would let the clock run out.
Yeah.
And then they would play third down at the start of the second quarter of overtime.
And then it could still end in
it's
sudden
second
death.
quarter of overtime, not the second.
That's what I'm
overtime.
saying. You would have started back in another 15 minutes and it kept on going.
Right. They wouldn't have.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They wouldn't have called no timeout. They just let the clock run.
But no, the time was irrelevant. I think you're getting me all wrong.
I think he was saying
if he would have dropped the ball,
put him in 4th down
instead, it would have made 4th down. Does Andy Reid
do you kick the field goal or you try to throw
or do you go for the win?
I didn't know the downs were.
Yeah.
He would have kicked the field goal.
Yeah, that's what he was.
Yeah.
From whatever.
They wouldn't have went to another quarter.
Let's see. Kansas City just won the 3rd Super Bowl in 5 years.
Yeah.
People call it a dynasty. Terry, you agree?
My guess.
Can you
got to.
Can you imagine how crazy it'd be if they didn't make a conference championship game, Tom, for the next 28 years? But here's an unrelated picture.
That's us, buddy. We won 3 out of 4. Okay. Sorry.
They're a dynasty. Yeah, they are.
That was an unrelated picture is what that said. That's all I'm doing. All right, here's Steve Smith and his comment. This ain't about the Super Bowl. This is about A prospect. I just can't with him sometimes. He's so funny.
Johnny Wilson.
Florida
My
State.
man, number 14 for Florida State, 6'7", 237 pounds. He is not a good multitasker. That boy can't chew gum and tie his shoe at the same time. It's struggling. Some people, when you look at the size, 6'7", 237 pounds, we hear this word. We heard it by a lot of people. He's a freak. Maybe at night, but it ain't on the football field.
There you go. That's great.
Steve Smith. And finally, we'll leave you with this note before we get out of here. This is National League umpire Doug Harvey. Barry Bonds, ? I tell you what, if he had a home run off Bob Gibson or Don Drysdale and stood in there and admired it, then knock that earring off his ear the next time he come up.
Yeah, true.
We'll